Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to our voyage to the bottom of the crypto abyss. I am your host, Red Baron. Thank you very much for joining us here on a Thursday, 6/17/21. So let's go ahead and take a look without much ado. We're going to jump right straight into the market. I'm not going to have my normal radio silence here. I know that 3 minutes I always have opening up the show kind of interrupts the flow of the show. So we're going to try to work something out different to kind of put out the word on social media here. We're just going to go ahead and jump right into this and get to rock and roll. Got lots to discuss. So I've been absent for a couple of days, and meanwhile the crypto market is melting, and I know you guys are hot for some current information, and that's what I'm here to do, is give you my opinion. So once again, I am sharing just my opinion. You do what you do, I do what I do, and we go our separate ways. If we happen to meet each other along the path, then that's great. Glad to have you along for the journey. But everybody is responsible for their own opinions, their own purchases, and they wear their big boy pants or their big girl pants. They do what they do. They are responsible for themselves, and nobody forces your hand to make an opinion or to make a purchase other than you. So with that understood, my name is Red Baron. Glad to have you with us, and we will go ahead and get into the market. So a little bit here before I go ahead and take off. If you guys would like to join us here, if you probably saw the title card at the beginning, we're going to be having a giveaway. We're going to be giving away 5,000 VeChain to one lucky winner. So all you got to do in order to do this is, this was graciously donated to us by a listener, and in order to help us grow our channel. And thank you very much for that silent partner. We're not partner, but our silent donation. I'm glad to have that, and love to see the support that we're getting and the outpouring of emotions and affections and stuff like that. You know, we're making some good changes in the world. So anyway, if you guys would like a chance to join us and possibly get a chance to win 5,000 VeChain, what do you got to do? Well, all you got to do is just simply join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. And we are going to do a random drawing here the 1st of next month. So July 1st, during our live stream, we're going to just do a random drawing. And all you got to do is just be a member of the unfairadvantage.chat. That is our free Discord where we do live predictions. We do group talk, group therapy, group cryptotherapy is what we call it. And we'd love to have you be a part of the collective and just kind of get to know some of our people. We've got a fabulous group of individuals, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bolder every single day. And I just could not be more pleased for the outpouring of support that you guys are giving me in my efforts. This is something I do for free. Just do it just because I enjoy doing it. I like to teach. I like to talk. Lord knows I like to talk. So with the stories and stuff like that. So you guys that are joining us now, we are up to 1,450 subscribers. Outrageous growth. We've added about 1,000 people just this week. So I believe that we are on track here to hopefully get our goals of about 50,000 by the end of this year. We've got some pretty expansive plans. We've got some folks helping us doing marketing. So as long as I'm thinking about that, if you guys could do me a solid here, give me a like hands up or a thumbs up, like and a subscribe if you're new to our stream, then we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into the market. So if you guys are new to the stream, you'd like to know what exactly is going on here, we use an AI-powered system called ISIS, ISIS, and that's an automated intelligence that basically does crypto predictions based upon statistical analysis and data gathering. It's one of the most powerful things you've ever seen in crypto. We're the only ones that got it. It's my own little special sauce, my own 11 herbs and spices, and we refer to it as the magic chicken bones. That's kind of our loving, affectionate name for the system. And it's built into all the charts that are available at fibicharts.com. Now, that's a separate subscription service that has nothing to do with this channel, and this is just something I do as kind of a support for that, and it's just something that I offer to the public. I think it's kind of a fun thing to be able to show you guys how this works and kind of get you involved in crypto and stuff like that. And I do this as my service free of charge to you guys. Love to have you be part of all the stuff that we do. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into this, and let's show you a few things. Take a look at some of the predictions that have come to pass. I think you guys will be rather impressed. It's been a hell of a week. All right, so here's Bitcoin, and we're on our way to the bottom of the abyss, guys, just exactly like I called on the last live stream. Actually, I did a quick run through on the last Monday night crypto chat with Red Bear. So if you guys, by the way, if you guys are new subscribers, we do much more on this channel now. than just standard price analysis. Every Monday, Monday evening, Central Chicagoland time, we always do in America, we always do a crypto chat where we cover something. We have our special guest, Red Bear from FibbyCharts.com, and he does a breakdown on all kinds of stuff. So we discussed Populous, we discussed quite a few things. So if you guys want to go back in the stream and listen in on some of the stuff, if you want to go back in our subscription, like and subscribe, and go back in our Rolodex of stuff that we've got, you can go ahead and listen to some of it. It's fascinating. He's a wealth of information. Even if you guys are old schoolers or not new to the game, I bet you're going to pick up something you didn't know about Populous. And it's a hell of a coin, in my opinion, and one that's going to be a major player here in the not too distant future. So definitely worth the time, definitely worth the subscribe, definitely worth a sit and a listen. Just plug your headphones on and just listen to us talk. You might pick up a few things you didn't think you knew about Populous and or the market in general. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin and see what's going on. So last prediction, AI came out. We were in this formation. I told you this is an opening move. So you folks that understand my methodologies and my unique little way of looking at the market, the grid that you're looking at here is part of ISIS. The left, right, up, down arrows are part of our automated intelligence. And what that does is it helps us predict not only the time, but the distance and the velocity that the moves and falls. So all we got to do is basically take standard technical analysis and plug it into the automated intelligence grid, and we can tell to the pixel, to the second sometimes, when something's going to hit. So our calls came. This was a move that I told you, do not expect this to be an upward move. Although a lot of the quote-unquote professionals were saying, this is it, Bitcoin's going. And I told you guys, I don't think so. I don't think so. And sure enough, we rolled over, and I put in a call right here. We bounced up, we came down, and smashed it right to the pixel. Let me zoom in here just to give you an idea of exactly how crazy accurate this is. So right here, just straight to that. And this came down right to the AI line, literally 3,000 or 37,349.29, right to the pixel. And this happens daily, daily, daily with all of our charts. So if you want something that really will give you much more than a guess, if you're, excuse me just a second, I gotta get off mic here for just a second. Pardon me, I'm having some problems with my throat. If you guys want something, rather than just taking a random pot shots at the market, we have a prediction software that's built into the charts that we call the unfair advantage, and it absolutely certainly is the unfair advantage because the statistical odds of winning are radically higher than taking pot shots at the market. So if you guys are sick and tired of investing in stuff, and I see it almost daily, you guys are buying something and you go, invariably the market goes down right after you buy. You ever see that happen? It's almost like they just know. You buy a crypto and then you watch it go down, or you sell a crypto and then you watch it go up. With this system, you can basically look at the charts, you can see what the AI has to say, and you get what's called the unfair advantage. You get the markers, you get the predictions, you're able to look and see, yes, statistically it's going up, statistically it's going down. So you don't make those stupid moves, and you don't make the mistake of getting into what we call crypto called trade sickness, basically. And what that is just the urge and the compelling to be able to sell something or buy something just because you want to. Sometimes it's not necessarily a good time to be making a purchase or a sale. So we rally against that quite often in the Discord. This has been a kind of a slow 2-3 days, and I've been telling the guys that are in the group, not a good time, in my opinion, to be making purchases because more blood is to come, and that's exactly what our title card says. This is going to be a bloody week. And you guys know that if you've been fans of the show for a while, you know that I've been saying, come about the 17th to the 21st, you ain't seen anything yet, boys and girls. Pull up a chair, have a sit down, double buckle up, because this is when the ride really gets started. We're going to be hitting the loop-de-loops in the roller coaster that is the crypto ride. You're in the big boy part of the park right now. I do highly predict that whatever's going to happen in a downward manner will play out by the 21st. Here we are on the 17th, and we're rolling into the weekend. What do you think? Does that smell right to you? Of course it does, because we're coming up on the end of the month. We're coming up on the half of the year. We're coming up on the close of the second quarter of the year. Something is going to happen. Just the probabilities based upon standard business tells us something's going to happen. We're going to go up, we're going to go down, but we certainly are not going to go sideways, undeniably. So really we just have to plug in common sense, and then we have to plug in the AI, look at the stats, look at what's going on in the market. Let me, just off the top of my head, we don't track this very often, but I had a discussion with one of my diamond people, and I talked to them, and they said, what's going on in precious metals? And by the way, this is our platinum level subscription. We'll talk about this here in a little bit. We do track some of the coins. We don't ever talk about coins very often, precious metals on the show, but I do want to show you something that I find rather interesting. Just looking at precious metals, let's just back off and see what other things other than crypto. Down. I mean, not a little down. Down. Let's take a look at, let's go over here to gold. Down. I mean, does that look good to you? I mean, that's not good, folks. Platinum. Holy cow, look at that. Down. Just getting smashed. Palladium. Down, down, down. So I ask you, do you think crypto is really going up? This is supposed to be a store of wealth. Does this look like this is storing any wealth to you? So the markets are being manipulated. Let's come to agreement on that. I think I don't think it's any stretch of imagination to think that this is running organically at this point in time. But look at palladium, for God's sake. I mean, you're talking about, let me take a look here. You're talking about a drop of 11%. 11%? In a short period of time of palladium. This is supposed to be the high water mark of precious metals. Does that make you feel secure? So I think that everything is getting pushed down. So if this is supposed to be in the same kind of category of ultra investments, do you seriously think this is going up? This is going to trail behind everything else. So as Bitcoin goes, so goes the rest of crypto. So the folks that are tracking this right now and they're saying, hey, everything's going to go up, everything's going to go up. I just demonstrated to you that another market's not. Go take a look at some other stuff like bonds. Go take a look at stocks. Other than the ones that are massively manipulated, there's nothing going up. Reason why is because they want to drive this market straight down to the floor so the big boys can come up, scoop it all up, and then if you happen to be on the lucky side of that trade, good on you. But most of these people are being convinced that it's time to, hang on, buckle up, sell, whatever. So what I don't want to see is I don't want to see any of you guys make stupid trade sickness moves. I want you guys to be well educated so that you can make an educated move that when the bottom comes in, you can unload on the wallet and buy this stuff and change your life. And speaking of that, our gentleman from South Africa should be joining us here in the chat. So you guys keep an eye out for him. I think I know who I think a lot of you know who I'm talking about. We had a gentleman that just came in, speaking of changing lives. We're starting to reach into the third world countries, and these guys are starting to listen to me. And it really does please me to see that I have a strong affinity. I lived in third world countries all over the world. I have a strong affinity for seeing what the difference like $100 extra can do to someone. I mean, it's all well and good that you guys are in the platinum and the diamond and the gold groups telling me that you're making thousands of dollars trading with my charts and stuff like that, and I couldn't be happier for you. But nothing gives me pure pleasure like hearing someone in a third world country say, you've changed my life. You've saved my family from poverty. You kept us from dying or starving. That to me is what makes me get out of bed, put my feet on the floor, walk over to the desk, sit down and do what I do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's tremendously gratifying. So he should be in the chat here. We'd love to hear a little update from him. So if you guys see him here, kind of call him out a little bit. I'd love to kind of do a little interview with him via chat here during the thing. During the live stream. So anyway, let's get back to Bitcoin. So where are we going to be moving from here? Well, it's very obvious. I made this call here roughly about a week ago that ISIS gave us a move right up here, and I did a very large call, as a matter of fact. That's a pretty bold move to be making a call from here to here, telling everybody it's going to drop 8% when it looks like it should be cupping up. Well, sure enough, she's dropping down. We had a call from earlier, smacked it dead on. Now we're doing this. Now we're going to continue on down. So we're basically just kind of gathering a little steam, and then we're going to go down a little bit after a little bit of false hope has been embellished or has been embedded. So actually, I'm going to revise this down a little bit because ISIS does make changes. These are statistical probabilities that are updated roughly about 100 times a second. These lines that go side to side are my automated intelligence spots, and these gold lines here, for you folks that are new on live stream, the green lines here, let me zoom right in. The green lines are actual Fibonacci lines. We always put those on there just for a little bias confirmation. It's always nice to have. But the bronze lines are the automated intelligence lines. That's ISIS. That's our special AI system that's built into just our charts. And ISIS will absolutely walk all over and back again on top of standard Fibonacci lines. So ISIS has an element of Fibonacci built into it, but there's massive smart programming programming, machine learning built into the ISIS system. It's been scanning and updating and checking stats, how high this goes, how low it goes, what are the probabilities. And it's been going back all the way back with regard to Bitcoin since the first day it was charted. And it adds more stats by the second, by the second, by the second. And we have a system right now that has 100 terabytes of data in it. It's collecting on the entire market. So, a year from now, this thing is going to be absolutely Superman level. And it's right now, it's gotten to the point now where we can make predictions out 3 to 5 years with direction. We have a secondary AI system called Anubis. Anubis will take coins and it'll take the aggregate of several coins, and it will look at as I like to describe it, as a racehorse. It will look at all the coins as a racehorse, and it will pick the fastest, strongest racehorse and say, this coin versus this coin, this one will do better. It will accelerate faster. So we're getting ready to roll that through into the 2.0 version of what we're doing here, and that is going to be available to all of our platinum level subscribers on up. So that's just something I'm kind of doing a little beta testing publicly with it right now, and we do roll it into to what's going on. Now, I'm sorry I'm not following along the chats here. Pardon me, I don't mean to be ignoring you guys. Will Bitcoin be hitting 25,000 as planned? Assuredly. Nothing has changed on that until I come right out and say yes. Things are still looking very bloody. And this is going to be a bloody week. Now, could we get down to 25,000? Yeah, I do believe so. I believe it's entirely likely. For you guys that are new, see, got 91 people in the playback. That's awesome, you guys. Thank you very much for joining us here. I'm calling it the worst case scenario of 12,000. I know that's a bit of a step to the extreme side, but we take it in baby steps. So we're watching for 25,000. We'll take a breath and see where we're at that point in time, and I'll tell you how I feel about that. It's too far off in the horizon. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so I want to make sure that when I'm giving you a target, I'm not giving you too many targets ahead and having you make bad moves and stuff like that. None of this is advice. It's just my opinion, but I do know a lot of you guys follow and you act according to my opinion, and I want to make sure that you guys are as informed as I can possibly make you to make your own individual decisions, as it were. So anyway, as far as this goes, we're looking at the short term. I trade on a 15-minute chart because it gives us the most accurate information as to when we hit up a pivot and stuff like that. So our next price target is down here in the 35.9 range, and when we hit that, ISIS will redraw and recalculate lines. But we do have some other targets. If we zero in a little bit, we've got a band of red right here. We've got another price call target level right here, and we've got several that are working our way down. But we're going to keep going down and down and down and down. We've got several that are already marked out. So it's just simply a matter of just painting by numbers. We're just going line to line to line and tracking our progress. If this thing does happen to spike and go the other direction, I'll be the first to be on stream telling you the plans have changed. The sky is now blue, and those clouds are parting, and the doves are singing, and everything's good in crypto land. But right now, it's not. So you guys be very, very careful when you do your trading and stuff. You swing traders, not a good idea to probably catch yourself on the bad side of a trade. So we'll discuss that in a little bit, exactly what to expect here, probably for the next 100 hours. I think we should probably discuss that in depth. So hang on a second. So we've covered Bitcoin. So basically what we're looking at is we're looking at a fall from here to here. So this is our next little spot, more or less, right in the 30. We'll just call it 36,000 right now. Okay. So let's go ahead. And so, by the way, if you guys want to subscribe to these charts, if you want to be a part of our crypto community, if you want access to me, if you'd like to kind of get live updates and stuff, you can go ahead and go to phibicharts.com and check out their site. And you can do that and just go to the subscribe. Simply go to the subscribe thing, and you can pick out the different levels that you want to be involved in. If you would like to know a little bit more about the programs and what are involved in the stuff that you can subscribe to on their charts, you can simply just go here. We have bronze packages, we have silver packages, all some things. So you can basically get involved in AI predictive programming, starting about $25 a month. For you guys that are a lot more sophisticated, a lot more serious, say you have a little bit of scratch to throw around, you might want to consider at the very minimum the gold package. And the reason why that is because we do have a crypto community that we do price calls. We talk about the stuff that's going on, and you get live calls. If things change between live streams, you need to know about that. So subscribe to the gold, and you basically get a hold of the gold chat. Plus, you get a lot more coins. And you guys that are deadly serious about crypto, you wanna get into the best deals you possibly can. You might want to consider platinum. Platinum's a little more serious, but we do have a lot of people that are jumping into gold. They're making money, and they're upgrading to platinum. Platinum has become our most popular platform at this point in time because we cover an awful lot more coins, and these are always rotating coins in and out all the time. We've got a bunch of new ones that are being added here. And also we have the gold level chat plus platinum chat. And so basically what I tell everybody on that is it's kind of like copying my homework. If I make a move, if I'm doing something, or if I'm really strongly thinking about something, I'm sharing it with platinum. Of course, obviously I do share with gold, but with subscription you do get a higher level of access and a higher level of intimate details and stuff like that. And again, here, because I got a lot of new people piling into the chat here, wanted to kind of circle back a couple times and tell you, if you guys want a chance to win 5,000 VeChain, we have a donation from someone that would like to help us grow our channel. And simply, in order to do that, basically all you got to do is join us at theunfairadvantage.chat. Theunfairadvantage.chat. And in order to do that, just get in there. We don't need to sell you anything. You don't need to buy anything. We just want you to kind of hang out, check it all out. You'll sell yourself. You don't need me to sell it for you. I'm a horrible salesman, so if this system sells itself. I mean, most of the guys that get in here upgrade 2-3 times. They go from silver to gold, from gold to platinum, and some of them go on up to diamond. So it's tremendously gratifying to watch this whole thing play out. We're changing lives here, so that's pretty awesome. All right, so getting back to this here, let's go ahead and get back to the business. So the platinum charts is what we're working off right now, and platinum, this is what the platinum chart interface looks like. So, all right, so let's go ahead and jump into Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, Ethereum is fun because this is always our favorite thing. We've got a double confirmation here, and I'm just waiting. It's only a matter of time here before we're going to be down to this white line. Now, is this when you buy? No. What this is just another brick, another stone in the path to hell. We're going to go much, much lower. We do have the ISIS system has been predicting. How many days ago was that? That is, well, from where we're at, 21 days ago, it made this prediction that we're coming down. I mean, really look at how crazy that is. This call was put right here. When this thing was in an ascension, I put in the call based upon ISIS. I said, it's going down. And sure enough, bam, down it went. We got darn close. But close only counts in the hand grenades and horseshoes. I want it exact. So that was not good enough for me. I told you we're going to get another chance at this. This thing went up. We made several different down calls. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now we've got 1, 2, 3, triple confirmation that this thing is indeed going down. So let me show you a standard TA, exactly how radically cool this chart can be. So just using standard TA, this is how we figured standard TA. We go from the armpit to the tip of where we're at, and we drop it down, and that's exactly where it puts you, is right down on this AI line. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmations. So all we're doing is waiting for the inevitable to play out. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Easy peasy. All right. So that's where we're looking at, and that price target, by the way, is 21. Let's just call it 21.75. So that's one I know you guys been hovering around for a long time, going, when's it going to get there? When's it going to get there? Well, dinner's about to be served, so we're getting close. But that's not the bottom of the pit. The bottom of the pit is down here at 16.13. We're still watching for that. So if we can hit this, I'm sorry, we just moved that around. If we can hit this is basically just, all it's doing is confirming what I've been saying week after week after week as we just go down and down and down and down. We've had a number of weeks in a row where I've been dead on accurate about the fact that it's going to go down. It'll go up a little bit, but then it turns around and goes down even lower. So we are going to get there, brothers and sisters. Make no mistake about it. 16.13, 16.25, right in that range. I would be willing to say we're probably in the neighborhood of about 70% likelihood at this point in time. And that's just my personal feeling. So if we're going to go here, we could possibly go even lower. We do have a lower call. I'm not willing to go out just yet and tell you that we're going to be slamming down to 12.51, but realize that ISIS has put out that likelihood. And if it's been put out, it may come to pass. Statistically, the odds are extremely, extremely good. And wouldn't y'all love to pile in on 12.50 Ethereum? Hallelujah. All right. Thank you guys for the kind words. I really, I do this. I do this for fun, but to see you guys legitimately making money on this, it really does. It pleases me greatly. It's just my lot in life that I like to teach. It's the things that I like to do, and I love to see you guys take this stuff and run with it. The success stories are just outrageous. I mean, we've had 3 houses purchased, cash money. I've heard. I think now we're up to like 7 dream cars, is what I've heard. And we all know about Crypto Rich. We're not gonna. Some of you guys that are new, I'll just cover this real quick because it's the group is growing fast enough. Y'all don't know the legend of Crypto Rich. We have a gentleman. I'll cover this really quick because I tell this story an awful lot. But we have a gentleman that joined us roughly about 120 days ago. I've lost track, and he brought this stupid coin called Doge. He said, "Could you track this?" Sure, I'll track a chocolate bag of donuts. I don't give a damn. And so I did, and he took it to heart, and he did a little trade, and like a drug dealer, he got a little taste, and now he wants more. Now he wants more. Now he's itching. So, moral of the story is he started with $150,000, and he's now over $10 million that he's made trading using these charts that I'm showing you here live on YouTube, just in Dogecoin. He has never traded anything else to my knowledge, just Dogecoin. $10 million. He's over 10 million. He's ready to go in on trade number 18. And so you guys know, we've got it tracked and charted here. We're waiting for fall into the orange here. So him and a couple of other guys that are at the high level trades up in the diamond and platinum, they're waiting for it. Now, again, let me also show you that the last prediction that I made on this, ta-da, bang, spot on. And so this call, when we were up here, I told you we're going to be dropping to here. Spot on. Not a little bit, not close, exactly to the pixel. Spot on, textbook. This is how accurate this system is. So wouldn't you love to have access to something like that? Wouldn't you love? This is better than any psychic, guys. Not to bang the psychics because I work with a number of them on another consulting thing that I do as a hobby, but not to bang the psychics, but I'm whooping their ass. I'll just tell you that much right now. So it's fun to kind of say you got something cool that nobody else. I have the coolest toys in the room. So, but not to put too fine a point on it. But basically, this is a call that went in. So where we're at. So let's go ahead and take Doge while I'm here and just continue on with the calls. So let's just pull out our standard TA. Let's give us a next call down. So our next call down should be right in this general range, right about here. So there will be more to come from this. But more or less, I would expect us to probably, as Doge goes, don't get excited about buying anything, but right about here is when we get down to this area, you'll have your next confirmation, and then we'll go down from that even lower. So, that's basically you're just watching the world burn right now. Just keep your cash in your pocket. That's what I would do. But as we just understand here, we're getting a lot of people in the chats. As we go here, this is not the time to just jump and get trade sickness. Okay, we're gonna have a little crypto therapy, and we're gonna talk about that. That's what we call this live stream, is crypto therapy. And you want to wait for the bottom, and I'm right here telling you when the bottom's going to happen, as I see it, in my opinion. So we are not there yet. Now, we'll tell you that openly, candidly. I mean, I don't have that good. I'm looking at a dirty crystal ball. I can kind of tell you the general, but sometimes it's a little fuzzy. But I do pretty well. But generally speaking, we have a window, as I see it, from today, the 17th, to about the 21st. So if we're going to see the blood and the guts and the horror and the dogs and cats, chickens and everything else just falling from the sky, it's going to be between that time, because when the time we get it around about the 21st, there's going to be a stiff breeze that's going to change the flow of cash, as I see it, as I believe it. I believe between the 21st and let's say about the 15th of next month, you're going to see some incredible change in crypto. Incredible change in crypto. And I want all you guys to be positioned for that. So I want to be here providing you my opinion, and you do with it what you want. But go back and look at my history. I ain't wrong too often. All right, So we'll go back up the top charts, get business. I get on my little rants here, so I'm. This is much more than just straight predictions. Sometimes I kind of go off in my little personal storage. I'm a world traveler. You guys who are new to the live stream, welcome. Glad to have you join us and be a part of what we do. And again, if you guys would like to join us and kind of get a little bit more exposure to what it is we're doing, the live charts and stuff like that, join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. If you'd like to subscribe to the actual charts that I'm using, those are provided on a different site, fibicharts.com, F-I-B-I charts.com. Just go to the upper left and just hit subscribe, and it'll walk you right through it, and it'll take you right where you need to go. So, and you can have instant, you can be right now tonight, you could be looking at the charts and seeing exactly what I'm showing you right now if you'd like to subscribe. All right, so let's get back here to this. Now let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. So this is one that with great interest. Most of the guys in my group trade this, and so we're just waiting for the day. And by the way, every single one of these arrows was a time marker that hit. Every single one of them. I was teaching a class. I was showing you guys how these time markers work and how these things pivot literally on these up down lines. And so we've got double confirmation here. We bottomed and we're bouncing. We're waiting for our next move down. So, I know you guys that are hodling. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts to watch this stuff, but we're not done. We're at 80. Now, on the last live stream, I believe we were about 80, 85 cents. We were up around about here. And I told you, we're coming down. So here we go. We hit it right there. Not once. Bounced up, came down, and recaptured ground again. We're going lower. We're going lower. You guys that follow the live stream, you know that I'm calling, and sit down. If you faint easily and you're new to the live stream, you might want to sit down, because what I'm about to tell you is not going to make your day if you're a hodler. We're going to 22 to 25 cent range. We have to. We just have to. It's just the way things go. The case that I make for that is the fact that if we're gone this far, what the hell are we doing down in this range? What possible reason is there to stall in this range? If we're going to go, then damn it, let's go all the way to the bottom, because the big boys want to buy it, and they want to buy it cheap. Where's cheap? Historical past resistance has been 22 to 25 cents. Bet on it. Set your watch by it. Set your calendar. That's exactly where I see it going. And it will go, and it will go fast, much like a snowball rolling down a hill. And in the snowball, is there any denying that I've been right to this point? Hit, 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 over and over and over again. I mean, so many dead-on nuts calls. I mean, again and again and again. But I mean, look, it just keeps going down and down, and I keep calling every single one of these all the way to the bottom. So we've got a long, long way to go. I mean, there's just an incredible amount of validity to the calls that I'm making. But down here, we're ready to scoop up the crypto, buddy. Now, if we don't go all the way to 22 to 25, we have to allow for the fact that sometimes things go. The way that I like to express this is I like to use the iceberg analogy. This is something I've started talking about an awful lot in live stream. So if you look at, and I'm going to teach a little school here, guys, so just pardon me for just a second. So if we've got an iceberg, we'll just call this a pyramid. So the pyramid being the ultimate price that has gone on in the recent, let's say, 6 months, and where we are potentially the bottom. What we want to try to do is we want to try to buy somewhere in this general area. The reason being is if you buy right here, and there's only so low you can go, you don't want to be buying something as it's on its way up, because if it happens to pivot and go down, you've got a 50-50 chance of losing your butt. So right now we are in, as I've said many times, we are in the bearish part of a bullish formation. In other words, the crypto market has really very little left to go down. Lots to go up. Nobody denies it's going up. So the question is for us is how much lower is it going to go? Well, we're getting every passing drop, every passing day, we're getting lower and lower on this pyramid and or iceberg, whatever you want to call this. So if we happen to take a position, we finally get to the point where something there's just a gut feeling or whatever, and we make a purchase and it goes down a little bit lower, so be it. Hang on. Don't be stupid and try to reposition. And I've taught many times. I've taught you guys that you gotta, if you're doing that stupid chasing knives to the bottom thing, you gotta reposition 10% lower just to break even. So it's a game you cannot win. So you have to be positioned and happy with your position, or don't take it at all. I mean, you have to ask yourself a question. If I bought this right now and it went down, how would I feel about it? Well, let's be honest, it would suck. But is the odds of all this happening versus much more? What's the split? Can you keep a grip on yourself enough to just wait for this to ride out and come up? And the answer is what's getting easier and easier to do the lower this goes. And we'll talk about this a little bit more in the upcoming live stream here. But effectively what we're doing is we're waiting for the lowest low that can be charted, can be predicted, and we're using some TA, we're using historical analysis, we're using all the tools in the grab bag that is. And we're basically trying to say, okay, I think this is about as good as it's going to go. Now for XRP, there's nothing in my mind that tells me we're anywhere close to the bottom of the iceberg yet, because $3 and let's just call it $3.80. That was our historical high. Was it or was it not? So if you were to take a position right now, you're basically about 1/5 with 4/5 of, I'm just using rough math. You're about 4/5 above you, 1/5 below. That's decent. You could buy it right now. I wouldn't advise you do it. But if you go lower, and you get down where it's 1/6, 1/10, starts to make a lot more sense, doesn't it? So if we don't get down in the 22 to 25% range, basically you just want to buy this as low as possible. You want to use the AI systems, you want to use the charting that's available, you want to use the historical data, and as you ride this thing on the way down, the lower this goes, the better your odds of basically taking a position. If it goes lower, yeah, that sucks. Ride it out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Investing does not have to be hard. You just have to be educated about when it's time to move and when it's time not to. So that's what I'm here for. That's why we call this cryptotherapy. I'm here. Doctor's here to give you your medicine. Sometimes it doesn't always taste good, but I'm still going to give it to you nonetheless. Daddy's going to give you the medicine. Whether you take it or not, that's up to you. All right. So thank you guys for joining the live stream here. We'll get back to business. So if you guys have any questions here, let me open up my live stream here, and so I can kind of keep an eye on the chat a little bit here. Hang on just a second. I'll open up another YouTube live stream here so I can go ahead and watch the live streams and kind of catch your questions here. I'm flying through things pretty quick tonight, so I want to make sure that I'm covering you and getting your questions answered here. Pardon me, it takes a minute sometimes. All right. Can you upgrade from silver to gold? As I understand it, basically, I'll tell you what. Just PM, PM me in Danny in the Discord, and I'll be happy to kind of assist you and help you out with that. All right. So you guys that want to do upgrades and stuff like that, their system over there is wonky to say a little. The software just wasn't designed for like on the fly upgrades. But yeah, if you want to upgrade, that's cool. They can make it happen. That's not a problem. So, and again, like I said, if you guys want to be in the chats and stuff, gold is where that kind of starts. All right. So the gold level and the platinum level. Most people jump into gold. They're in there about 3 days and they might upgrade to platinum. I understand everybody wants to kind of taste things a little bit, but when you get in, it gets rather addictive rather fast, doesn't it, guys? My subscribers will tell you they upgrade. I've got one guy in the chat here who's upgraded 4 times, so I'm going to just say it's Peter because he'll tell you it's Peter. All right, so let's go ahead and go down to XLM. XLM is what we were saying. That chart I just showed, yes, Ronaldo, that was for XRP. Okay, so XLM again, same situation. So here's a call that went in many moons ago, and we just hit it dead on. So this call came in how many days ago? 4 days, 17 hours. 4 days, 16 hours ago, and there was the call right there. Perfect hit right on the AI line, and we bounced up, rejected. There's the next call going down. So our next AI line is right there, and we have 2 others. One right here, which is in confluence with that channel, but again, it'll be kind of down in this channel area, which will be about 28 cents. I'm expecting, guys, this is going to get nasty cheap. Just nasty cheap. XLM is, it runs about, I don't know, what about 40 cents to the dollar, 40 to 50 cents to the dollar, about 40 cents to the dollar of XRP's price. So in other words, if XRP is running about $1, then this is usually running about 40 to 50 cents in correlation to that. So by extension of that thought process, XLM, if I don't want to call it any lower than this, although I did tell a couple of Diamond subscribers that you might be surprised. This might be a little bit on the under-optimistic. In other words, this might be not realistic enough. But I don't. It sucks to miss a call because you're trying to grab the last squeaky little pixel, as it rejects. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bend over trying to pick up pennies and have dollars fly over your head. And so to get in my opinion, to get in this window of 19 and a half to 16, you're doing just fine. Doing just fine. Now, it's very possible it could go lower because if I'm telling you 25 cents is where XRP is going to go, and I'm telling you also that XLM is running about 40 cents to the dollar, somebody do the quick math for me. Where's that put XLM? Down to about 8-9 cents, something like that? Holy crap. You know what I mean? So don't know my own strength, but I don't want to be overly optimistic on this. I mean, I view this to be a fantastic buy. I do believe that XLM is going to outpace XRP in the short period of time as far as like its return on investment. Now, make no mistake about it. I'm not suggesting that XLM is ever going to sell in the long term for more than XRP because it just mathematically can't, and its practical application is that it can't. But the run up in the gain, some of you guys may not realize that there was a span of time not that many moons ago where XLM was actually selling for more than XRP. There was a little jiggle in the system where it was selling for like, what was it, 6-7 cents more than XRP. I don't think that stunt is ever to be repeated again, but it was rather interesting. But we've been managing to be anywhere from 40 to 60 cents on the dollar. So that's the hand we're being played right now. That's the numbers and the stats and the odds that we have to play with. So you play the hand that you're dealt, and that's the hand we're working with. So we can make some calculated gambles or some calculated odds. That's what investing is. It's trusting your gut. It's looking at the hard facts, and it's kind of using the data available to you. And the data is available to me is saying that we're running 40 to 60 cents. Currently, we're close to 40 cents to the dollar. So ergo, this is a extremely conservative call. This is a very possible call. If we get it there, beautiful. So let's take it to the other side of the equation. So if you go to $100 XRP, which I see no problem with doing, where should we be with XLM? We should be in the $40+ range. So if you can pick up at 16 cents XLM and that rockets to 40 cents or $40, hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? So say if you bought it at 50, if you bought it at 20 cents, if you bought it at 30 cents, and it does that, which I assure you, I am very, very confident that it will. If it does that, you're smoking, man. That's awesome. So XLM and XRP are going to be fantastic performers. I do believe them to be in the top 10 coins of all coins that are out there. So you'd be stupid not to be exposed to that as far as I'm concerned. I don't have a dog in that fight, but I will tell you that that's my diet alarm. Sorry me. I have to eat every 4 hours. I have to eat 350 calories. I'm on a special diet plan where I can sit in a damn chair all day and lose lose weight. I lost 80 pounds living in the Philippines, just sitting in an office chair. I never lifted a finger, so I have my own little way of losing. That's my diet alarm that just popped up on my screen there, in case you guys were reading that. So anyway. Yeah, be happy, and Peter says it. 2 rules to be happy with: be happy with your position, and never give them their money. I mean, if don't leverage trade is the second addendum to what he's saying. We are not leverage traders here. I don't believe there's any need to be, because if you're using our system, you're following the guys that are in the chats, in the charts that subscribe will tell you straight out, there is no time in the average subscription time where I'm not able to produce showing you charts that will do 20, 25, 30, 40% returns in a day or two. And that's without leverage. So if you're leveraged, all you're doing is you're handing your money to the casino, saying, here, I want to place my bet. By the way, why don't you look and see, look over my shoulder and see my cards. You're going to play fair, right? You're going to play fair? And no, they're not going to play fair, because what they're going to do is when you're leveraged, they know your hand. They can see your hand. And when enough of you guys are playing the same cards, that's when they're going to take your money. They're going to wick you out. They can't wick us out. When we're cash buyers, we decide when we're in and out. And that's exactly what I want to impress upon you guys. There's absolutely, you guys, that's trading sickness of the highest disorder. When you guys want to leverage trade, I have a number of you. Now it's close to 7. You don't do it with my blessing. I have a number of you guys that are in the subscriptions that are leverage trading using the ISIS system, and they're absolutely destroying it. But again, I keep telling these guys, you do this, fantastic, fabulous, glad to hear your success, but understand you're one trade away from wreckage. Because what's happening with a lot of these guys is they're not using good trade practice. They're getting in, they're going all in on every single move or damn close to it. I mean, they're not using good judgment. And I fear for them that they're going to end up getting wicked out and just, some of these guys have made close to $500,000 starting with not that much. And they're using the ISIS system, and they're leveraging 25 to 30% per trade, and they're just absolutely wrecking the exchanges by doing it. But the piper's going to come calling, at some point in time. So I tell them, you might want to consider doing some cash buys and cash sells, and just stay completely out of leverage, especially right now. We are in a market that could shift on a dime and go down or up opposite to what you think it's going to happen, and it'll take your fortunes with it. So for God's sake, don't do that. Don't let them have your money, because it should be your decision to buy or sell or hold. You know what I'm saying? All right, so anyway, as far as XLM goes, I'm sorry I kind of get on my little rants here, but XLM, basically, we're just tracking to the bottom. So your next real legitimate call that we're looking for was roughly about 29 cents. And if we get 29 cents, then come on back, and I'll upgrade it, and we'll take a look. But rest assured, I believe we're going to be going down, because from where we're at right now, down to this call right here, is only a matter of 8.2%. We can do that during this conversation easily. All it takes is, this move right here happened in just a matter of like half a day. So yes, it is very possible to come down to these calls. So when we achieve, every call we achieve lower and lower just validates my case more and more. And I've had so many of them already that you should pretty much know that I know what I'm talking about here just by looking at the historical. The historical record demonstrates that this is no joke. This is a very, very accurate system that I'm working with here. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to the rest of the stuff here. So XRP, XLM. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. I always like to kind of ding you guys that are holding digibytes. So, had a discussion with a new Diamond subscriber, and thank you very much for you guys that are new subscribers. Just you guys are piling in so fast into the website over there that when you do come over to our Discord, I don't have a chance to welcome you and thank you for your participation. So group thanks to all you guys that have come into the Discord and subscribed over there at Fibby Charts. Glad to have you. We hope to give you a service that's quite unlike anything else you've ever seen anywhere on YouTube or in the investment community. But Digibyte, yep. A lot of y'all kind of, and I don't hate Digibyte. I have participated in the Digibyte experience long enough to know that I want to get off the bus, and glad I did, because you got to be thinking about time value of money. And basically, if you're holding this for 6 months, think of all the opportunities that's flying past you with all these other, greener grass opportunities. And this damn thing's sitting here like a dry turd, not doing anything. And so you got to look at it and go, well, hey, I believe in you, but, damn it, get off the pot. The old saying, I won't say it on live stream, but basically after 6 months of holding this, I'd had enough. So there probably will come a time, but not with my money. I'm not in on this anymore. I'm just not, because it's not yielding fast enough, and speed is the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? So Digibyte's not doing anything that I can really sink my teeth into, but I will tell you this, that just to go ahead and pull a little TA, just kind of show you what it's going to follow the same trend that we're talking about for the rest. So right there, unquestionably. Standard TA plugged into the AI system tells you it's going right here. So we're looking at just a shave over 5 cents. We're headed that direction. And that is absolutely a red call here. And that's a theory thing I was talking about there. By the way, I want to show you something. So you guys know my color systems that are our subscribers. Now, I don't. It's kind of interesting that I made this notation the way that I did. This is what you guys come to live streams to listen to me kind of ramble. I'm really kind of the master witch doctor that decodes the magic chicken bones here. So what I told you guys was I expected this to go lower, which in fact it did. Now I threw a purple is a theory. This is not a call at all. I threw a purple saying, I wouldn't be surprised if it wicked up here. Well, by God. Well, what do you know about that? Isn't that funny? Now, this was not a call I was telling you guys to bank on, but I told you I would not be surprised. I do recall saying that on live stream. I would not be surprised if they throw us a little something. And they did. They threw it right across the bow. Right there. There's your wick, and back to business. So isn't that fascinating? That's the power of this system. Over and over and over again. So would you have wanted to trade on that? Absolutely not. So that's why I made it purple. Purple means theory. So vindicated once again. So anyway, back to this. Now this is a call you can't believe in. So gray usually means low probability, and that's not what we're doing here. We're working with 65, 70% odds. So yellow means that. So our next target down for Digibyte is going to be right just a shave over 5 cents, and that absolutely is going to happen in my opinion. Now from there we have a lot more to go. One more. I like to try and keep current with the most recent AI adjustments. So from that, we're looking down there at about 4.478, if you care to go that low. And there's going to be more below that too. So I mean, these are just the next two calls down the rung for Digibyte. So you're looking at here and here. So, and again, also I'm going to show you. Here's a call that came in a long time ago. Voila, hit it dead on right there. Once, twice, actually once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, right in that general area there. So you just have to have patience. When you see these things, you're like, but it's going up. Hold the phone. It does. Sometimes it will go up, but it will return to the call. Most of the time, it will return to the call. Generally within about 3 to 5 days, but sometimes they can go out at 10 days, 15 days. Not very often. Usually, when we'll get a call, it'll usually come to pass within about less than a week, pretty comfortably. I would say about 85% of the calls usually play out within less than a week. So Digibyte, whole lot of nothing right now. So Theta. Now Theta is going to be an outlier here. So we're going to talk about something happy with Theta. Theta, I looked at this and we're on our way. On our way. Just like so earlier, I told you guys that I expect, and I am again vindicated in the idea that I was right. So when we were right about here, I was right at the end of the thing. I told you I expect that Theta is going to buck the trend. Hats off to the gold subscribers that can go back and validate this in the chat. Look at the timestamps. I told you guys, I posted this very screen grab, and I told you I expected Theta is going to be an outlier. It's going to rise when everything else is falling, and as you can see, it is doing exactly that. And so our next target is going to be right here for Theta, is going to be over $10. So I suggested to you guys, I don't ever make financial recommendations, I suggested to you guys, I said, all aboard. It's about ready to take off, and you are seeing, in fact, a takeoff here. So from where we're at right now, this is going to be probably achieved by the end of the night, unquestionably. So let's do a little TA. Let's dig deep into the charts and understand why I'm telling you this and give you good validation. So we use several indicators when we use the unfair advantage. We use the AI lines. We use the pulse markers that give us the time values. And we also use the standard TA analysis. We use something called an alligator. That's these 3 lines right here. Green above, red above, blue. We like to see green above, red above, blue means up. The more the green is above red, above blue, that means an up. When they start to come together, when the green goes under red and blue, that means down. We have a very, very bullish formation right here. Very, very bullish indicator. That's indicator number 1. Number 2 is this ghosty little bubble back here called a Bollinger Bubble or a Bollinger Band. What that is basically anytime this thing is fat, we're making a move. Anytime it constricts, that means it's about ready. It's kind of like a snake coiled up. When you see that coil like that, get ready because the explosion's about ready to happen. Well, the explosion did happen. It's starting to move up a little bit. You can see that the band is starting to expand in combination with a spread alligator teeth or fingers. I call them fingers. But so we have 2. That's strike 1, or not strike 1, but that's hit number 1, hit number 2. In the case in the bullish case for this to go up and meet this predictive arrow, which by the way is on that line right there. So number 3, what else we got? We're in the green MACD and RSI. So we're looking good. We're positive here, positive here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 indicators right now telling us that we're going up. Now we have to start looking at the bearish situation. This baby blue line right here is what we call the 200 EMA. That's a 200 moving average. So my rule of thumb that I preach and teach to everybody in our crypto classes and stuff, I tell everybody that I don't like to venture too far away from that. I like to always check in with the blue line. Now, I get not uncomfortable. I'll just say uncomfortable. I get a little uncomfortable about the prospects of holding ground above 15% plus minus of this line. If we get more than 15% away from this line, then I start thinking, we're going to be coming back home. We're at 7 right now, kids. We can go right here and still not be breaking my rule. So will we hit this? This is why I made this green. This is why I made this gray. Gray is theory. Gray is low probabilities for now. Green is an absolute take it to the bank. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we're looking at a gain from where I made this call to right here of just a shy bit under 10%. Not too bad for a couple of hours. 10% gain on a call. Yeah, watch those short-term turns, man, because that stuff can get. If you're a chart subscriber, you got to stay on the most current thing. I mean, don't you guys that free trade off of the YouTube live streams? Nothing wrong with trying to save a buck or get a start, stuff like that. But I do want to caution you against using yesterday's newspaper to predict tomorrow's movements. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's a lot of kids, and by kids I mean anybody under 30 years old that seem to think investing is as simple as get the consensus on YouTube and throw down your money. Not a good way to handle your finances. So you need current information. So if you guys at least join us on the Discord, love to have you be part of that. So just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. And we do give free calls once in a while. Love to have you be part of that. And speaking of free calls, we'll go ahead and jump on down. So anyway, here's where we're at with Theta. We're looking good on Theta. And we'll go ahead and take a look at T-Fuel. Now T-Fuel, let's go ahead and save this. T-Fuel, a little bit different animal as far as that's going. T-Fuel is not looking as bullish. Now, this is further bolstering my opinion that I gave you about last week. What I said to you guys is T-Fuel was front running the move to Theta. And I told you that everybody, we've got this 3.0 thing that's coming out. What's the first thing? If you're going to get involved in the Theta ecosphere, what's the first thing you need? You need gas, man. You need gas. So what happened? T-Fuel started taking off, but Theta wasn't taking off. There's a reason, because people weren't buying Theta yet. They were waiting. So now that they are buying Theta, they don't need the gas anymore. They've got it. So now we're seeing a less bullish T-Fuel right now. Now, a couple of you guys are in this. I'm not suggesting you should ever sell, because, I do see this going to $1 and beyond very, 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 very soon. But you guys that want to jump in right now, probably not the best move you can make, and in my opinion, and I'll explain why here in a second. So I also told you earlier when it was down here, you guys that are in the chats, I told you we're going to be hitting this green box. Look at this. We're scratching. We're knocking on the door right now. Right now, we're knocking on that door. I told you I wouldn't be surprised that we're going to be coming up, and probably within this broadcast, we're probably going to be in that box, unquestionably. Now, should you be jumping into this right now? I don't really think that's a good idea. And the reason why is, again, back to the iceberg theory. So if I'm suggesting to you that I think T-Fuel is going to $1, we're better than halfway there. So what's the glory in getting less than 100% return minus exchange fees? This is probably secure, but stupid. Follow what I'm saying there? I'm not saying it's stupid because it's a bad investment. It's a great investment. If you just want to make 10, 20, 15%, or anywhere from 10 to, well, let's say more like 15 to 30%, yeah, you could get in on T-Fuel, and it would be a pretty safe bet, in my opinion, because this thing is definitely not going to zero. It's got use case like crazy. But be willing to understand that you might go down a little bit, but holding this moderate term, not long term, but moderate term, you will be vindicated. Now, our gentleman down in South Africa, I do recall that he bought some of this. Hold, brother, hold. I know your position. Don't go nowhere with this. Hang on to it. That's what I would do. You do what you want to do. But if you're in the position that I know you are right now, paying what you paid, the iceberg is in your advantage. You got much more blue sky above you than ground below. So you're in a good position. Hang tight. Best is yet to come, in my opinion. So. No problem. Happy to help you, Steve. You and all you guys. Love to see you guys succeed. So should you get into Theta? Now, publicly, I'll go ahead and tell, now that I've already given the early call to all the guys in gold and platinum and up, I told them, best get your ass on the train, because the train's pulling out. And then basically what I said. I do not see, my opinion. There's Jay. Jay's our gentleman from South Africa. Thank you for joining us, Jay. Glad to have you. How'd you find us, by the way? J420 Town is our gentleman from South Africa. So tell everybody in the chats a little bit about yourself here. I'm not gonna take up the whole live stream talking to you directly. I'll just kind of watch the discussion play out. But Jay is our gentleman from South Africa, as I understand it. He found us on live stream, and he has a very small amount of money, but he took faith in this guy that talks too much on YouTube. Kind of made a little sense to him, and he decided to listen. He jumped in on a few of the calls and made a little bit of money, didn't you, Jay? Made a little bit of money. So he's doing well. So I love to be able to help those folks that are especially in need, So, and Jay is now a part of our community over at Discord, and we'd love to have all you guys join us. So, Jay, you're my special project, brother. We're going to be watching your growth. Everybody here, you have no idea how much support you got in this group, guy. You have some of the most fabulous people you'll ever meet. We're all rooting for you, man. All right? Okay, so anyway, let's get back to things. So as far as to answer your question, is Theta a good value? We've had the beatdown, guys. It was right here. This was it right here. That was the floor. I told everybody this is it right here. I showed you the floor. I even said this is the floor between the ping pong zone, and we've been up ever since. So, the train's pulling away. Now, what's going to be happening from here? We're going to start to make those serious moves that you're going to be begging. T-Fuel. This is the same thing. Sorry, but Theta. Let's get back to Theta. Same deal. But again, I told you guys that the floor was already in. I showed you right where it was at, and she's going. So $10, $9.71 Theta. Where it's going here in the future is so far above this that if you miss it by 25, 30, 40, 50 cents, I mean, boo-hoo. I mean, this thing, we've got it predicted it going to $3,500 in the next 60 months. I mean, you'll do just fine. You'll do just fine, in my opinion. I mean, if you missed the chance to get a few extra, I don't think it's going to dent your $1 million lifestyle in the future. Hang tight just a second, guys. I got to make an adjustment on my live stream here. Apparently, I've got a little bit of a delay. I've got some guys on Discord that are telling me it's kind of jiggling a little bit. So, pardon me while I feed the hamsters on the wheel and get them spinning faster so we can get our. Sorry, hang on just a second, guys. I have the Monday Night Crypto Chat. I had the Monday Night Crypto Chat title card. That's what was screwing my head up here just a little bit. Hang on just a second. I got to change my title card for the Crypto Chat. I thought I had done that. Hang on just a moment here. Let me get that fixed because the guys that are coming in on the live streams are not seeing the proper title card. So give me just a minute. Technology problems. Always drives me nuts when I watch a live stream and watch people screw with their system for 20 minutes before they get to the meat and the potatoes of the show. I try not to do that out of respect for you guys' time, but I got a lot of bells and whistles spinning here, so it's just not good. All right, cool. All right, now we're good to go. All right. Hang on just a second. All right, very good. All right, so VeChain. So VeChain is what we're going to be doing here. By the way, I'm going to take a couple minutes here and tell you that we're going to be having a giveaway for you guys that are just floating into the stream here. We're going to be having a 5,000 VeChain giveaway, courtesy of one of our donations that we're going to be giving away to some lucky winner. We're going to do a live stream draw for that, and all you got to do to be a part of that is just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Just be a member of our Discord group. Come on in, get to know the folks that are in there. Maybe you want to subscribe to the charts over there at fibbycharts.com or whatever. It's not required. You don't have to make any purchase whatsoever. Just join us, be a part of our community, and contribute a little bit. We'd love to have you. And we're going to just pick from amongst those people in the Discord, and we're going to give away one person is going to get 5,000 VeChain. We're going to do that on July 1st, 2021. So that's going to be on a live stream that we're going to do. So make sure you subscribe, like to the channel, and definitely be here on that night because that's going to be a fun time to be giving that away. So hopefully some of you guys are in these smaller countries. That could be life-changing money because we'll go ahead and we'll talk about VeChain right now. VeChain is probably one of the most exciting things that I'm going to talk about tonight. Short of XRP and some of the other ones that'll do just fine. But what's coming for VeChain? You should be highly excited because the upside is so much better than the downside. So let's talk about what's going right now in the short term. We're looking at probably a drop target, and ISIS readjusted a little bit. We're looking at probably about just a little bit under 10 cents. 0.097 is our next target down. And when's it going down? As I said, between now and the 21st. If it doesn't happen by the 21st, it ain't going to happen. So this is blood week. Definitely blood week, or blood 10 days, whatever it is. So yeah, if it doesn't happen by the 21st, I don't see that we're gonna get the thing. That's just my gut feeling. That's just my intuition. That's just common sense and years of business experience speaking. So good luck with that, Carlos. All right. So I'm not being sarcastic. I mean seriously. Good luck. All right. So anyway, VeChain is going to be going down, and we've got lower calls here. So not going to be surprised at all that we're going to be probably getting down into the 9, possibly even to the 8 cents. We do have a Hail Mary drop call. That's a big one down here into the red. I'm not going on record right now to tell you, but it is possible. So as I've told you guys, that I'm expecting that we could drop as much as 40. That's a 30% call. That is a 40% call to the bottom of this box. So a 40% move in the span of 2 or 3 days is doable all the time. All the time. Markets can swing 15, 20% in a day. All we need is 2 hellacious days back to back, and boom, boom, we're down in the red zone. Bingo. Bingo, bango. Super easy. So if that puts you there, then that puts you in the 6 to 7 cents, 6.5 to 7.5 cent range. So you guys want to throw, if you guys are able to do a pre-market order and stuff like that, and you want to try out my special sauce and see if this works, or my 11 herbs and spices and the magic chicken bones here that we use, you may want to try enter a market order and see what happens. You may be surprised, or not a market order, but a limit order. Put it in there and let it sit and see if it hits. It might hit by a wick. See, that's the thing. You may know that it's going to be there, but you may not be awake when it happens. You might wake up in the morning and find yourself owning a whole shitload of VeChain. You're welcome. So, and that's the way that most guys do. But some of you guys have to trade live or whatever. You'd be able to watch it go on down. There's nothing wrong with buying this a little higher, because what we have this thing forecasted for when it turns and goes the other way and goes north inside of 36 to 48 months, our Anubis system, Anubis is one of our other AI systems that predicts long-term runners, has VeChain set at $7. $7, kids. 7. The math on that is so astronomically ridiculous. The multiples on that are so astronomically ridiculous that if you did anything in the neighborhood of what I'm showing you here, with a modest amount of money, you will be sitting on, and by modest I mean the average paycheck type of thing, without going crazy and going over edge. I always have to say this, not financial advice, but just understand the multiples. If you throw in with not that very much money, and this thing does go to $7, you're sitting on life-changing money just off of one token. So love to be able to sniff out these awesome deals. And this is a damn solid project. I mean, this just got adopted by the 3rd largest international shipper in the world, DHL. So if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what. Check your pulse, because if DHL put the vote on it, you certainly should probably be able to follow in their wake, should you not. So anyway, that's pretty much where we're at with VeChain. So what we're looking for right now is we're just basically looking for that next drop down. Not a big drop. Not a big drop. From where we're at to right here, we just got to go down 8.5%. We can do that. We can do that by tonight. So we're getting into now, tomorrow's Friday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's when all the wacky stuff happens. Weekends are just absolutely bonkers, just bonkers. So for the next 100 hours or so, on into Sunday, it's Thursday night, U.S. Central Time in America. So for the next 100 hours, or 100 plus hours, you're going to see some wild stuff. Wouldn't surprise me that we're probably going to see some massive smashing down, might see some false pumps, might see a little bit of both. But if you guys really want to understand what exactly is going on, what's the rhyme and the reason to this, it's called a Wyckoff formation. And we discussed this in one of the crypto chats. So if you guys go back and kind of listen to our library of Monday Night Crypto Chats with Red Bear, and we discussed Wyckoff. And Wyckoff is basically a calculated system that was designed a long time ago to be able to shake out the newbies and give people false hope. It's just a series of eternal rug pulls that just never seems to end. And once everybody's all shooken out and there's just nobody else to steal money from, that's when the market will go up. And I suspect that these moves are going to become more violent and more violent and more violent And eventually y'all are going to run out of money. The hodlers ain't letting go, and the newbies are done. The lesser weak hands are just, there's just no more weak hands to extort from, and then it's time to go. Okay, looks like it's time to go up, and I do believe that'll start to happen on in or around about the 21st of this month. Is about what's going to signal. Now it's not going to just be like a push the button immediately, right now, but you're going to see a change in the force. You're going to see a vibe change around about the 21st. It'll be very, very obvious within 24 hours of that date. That something clearly has changed with gold, with silver, with stocks, with bonds, just everything. Now, OMGs are free call. Now, if you guys are in the live stream over at the unfairadvantage.chat, this is something that I track live. This is a free giveaway. I started this. I always like to give a little something away for free. I like to pay it forward. So this is something I track. You guys, you don't have to pay for anything at all. If you guys want to see this chart, I don't give the chart away for free, but I do updates all the time on status on this chart. You don't have to subscribe for anything. This is just something that I got you guys started on because I wanted to give away about a freebie. And so we constantly update OMG all the time and publicly for anybody that's just part of the stream, or part of the stream, part of the group. So good money to be made in this, as far as I'm concerned. Now we have a very, very believable drop that's coming down to $4.64. So we've discussed this at length, and now that we have 78 people in the stream, man, welcome you guys that are new. Love to have all these new guys. We'll go back and we'll circle back and talk about the predictions for OMG. Now, ISIS, our predictive, ISIS and Anubis are our two predictive AI systems. Both are in agreement that OMG by the end of the year, and I don't mean Christmas, I mean well before the end of the year. We're looking at OMG in the price range of $20 to $25. So let's go back to our iceberg analogy that we talked about earlier. So where are we on the iceberg? Assuming that $25 is the high water mark for this year. I'm not suggesting that you cap out, tap out, get out of it at that point. I'm just telling you, oh happy day, you're up 500% by the end of the year. Not a bad place to be sitting. If you jump in right now, and I'm not suggesting you do because we're going to go lower. If you were to jump in right now, sub $5, and just took a position, and just waited. Just get a grip on yourself. Don't touch anything. Wait until you see the whites of their eyes, and then pull the trigger at $20 to $25. You're going to be looking at 400 to 500% return on your money inside of this year, according to our system. And not too bad for someone that probably just got a free call on YouTube that doesn't know anything about investing. If do what I do, have what I have, is the old saying. And I do believe heavily in this project. OMG is a solid coin. This is traded on Coinbase. It's easy to get into. It's easy to get out of. There's nothing bad about this crypto in the fact that in the way that I see it. So not a bad place to be. Now, if this only goes up 100%, well, it's terrible when you double your money, isn't it? If it goes up 200%, well, it's just horrible that you just got 2 times the money back that you put out. So I mean, the iceberg gets better and better above you. There's less and less. Now, as we go down lower, if we get down here into this range, now you're talking 600 and 700% return on your money if we go up into the $25 range this year. So I caution you guys to not jump yet, although the mathematics is quite attractive at this point in time. Getting in right now is not bad, but why do anything stupid when you can make it even better? You've got the odds are so stacked against not being able to get in that we've got the calls right here. And this is actually a floater. So $4. But I'm telling you that I highly expect we've already got 2 confirmations right here telling you that to be able to expect $4. So $4 is the official bottom call right now. Now that could change and go even lower, but let me show you the odds let me show you the percentages of drop to get to a $4. We only got to go down 19%. You guys that are new to the live streams don't understand the ramifications of a 20% move. All day long, we can do a 20% move. No problem standing on our head with our eyes closed with one arm behind our back, whatever. So I'm suggesting that it's possible we could go even lower than $4, meaning to the bottom of this box. To the bottom of this box will put you down here probably, and this is just a loose box, so don't take this as $3.50 we'll say, right in this range. So anywhere inside of this box would be by my opinion, if I were doing this, I would be banking on the fact that right in this general area here is probably one of the safest, sanest bets to jump in right there. If we turn and miss it, nothing wrong with grabbing it here insofar as I'm concerned. But you do what you want to do. I mean, these are all my opinions, of course. But look at the history. Look at the amount of times that I've made these calls. Look at this outrageous boy right here. This drop, when this thing was going up, I told you guys we're going to get just friggin' slammed. And look what happened. We did right here. Not once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. We didn't just hit it. We came down several times to this. So they come out of nowhere, and these predictions come to pass. It's an incredibly powerful system. So if I'm telling you that we're going to go down here in this area, you might as well consider it a done deal, as far as I'm concerned. All right, so still haven't removed this. Some of you guys that know my position on algo, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have something to do with human tracking and algo, and I'm not having that. So this is coming off of our charts. I don't even actively talk about algo anymore because of that. So it's on the way out. We just haven't had a chance to remove it from the thing. So let's talk about better and higher purposes for humanity, and that would be Cardano, making moves into Africa. So I spend a good amount of time, you guys that don't know me, I spend a good amount of time in Africa. I've stood in the red dirt. I've seen how crypto works. And if you think that we're the most modern people on the planet in the Western world, I'm here to rock your world. You don't know squat. The people in Nairobi have been dealing with digital cash for almost 15 years. And they do it on a daily basis. And so they look at us like we're a bunch of people, trading seashells or something for money, because they use their phones digitally, just like the pictures were sold to us. You'll be able to have your phone and just pay for everything off your phone. They've been doing it for damn near 15 years. So Cardano moving into Africa, not as stupid or as pointless or as questionable as you think. That was a damn smart move. They're going where the technology is, and then they're going to bring it back to the rest of y'all later on. So Cardano is sleeping right now, not sleeping in the way that I usually refer to sleeping, but Cardano is a bargain at any price that you've been seeing recently compared to where it's going to be going. But we are targeting it lower, of course. So this was a call that went in, and I just kind of highlighted where I thought we'd drop, and we did. We hit it twice, actually. So again, we're going to be making another move. There was a kind of I didn't get back to update the color, but there was kind of a probability I told you was going to happen. We hit exactly once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And so these arrows, don't get too hung up on the colors, because sometimes I don't come back to the charts and update them because I'm so busy talking to all you guys in the Discord. But there it was called, it was hit. Now, the next move down was, we're going to be down here right in this range. So let's go ahead and do some live TA, because it's always fun to come back and say I told you so. Nothing like a good old-fashioned I told you so. So where we're going to be heading here. So ISIS has got to redraw our lines. Sometimes it helps if you kind of jiggle the handle, as it were, a little bit, and it gets the computer to kind of recalculate things. But these lines the deck will shuffle every once in a while, and these lines will move down and pick up new readings. But it's a pretty safe bet that we're going to be heading down in this generalized area. And I would tell you that, yeah, as a matter of fact, as I put that, yes, exactly right there, because it's in confluence with the last drops. So that's exactly, you've got an opening move, you've got a slow trickle, but a closing move. So yes, right here to $1.35. Now, is that the buy point? Not when you're looking at a meager, modest drop of only 8.5%. If I'm suggesting to you that the rest of the market's going to be dropping 30 and 40%, then an 8% drop ain't no thing. You haven't seen the worst of it for Cardano, or the best of it, as it were. So you would probably be down here to this white line, which is what I was saying. Which, let's see how that's smelling these days. So there you go. So this white line was put in a long time ago as a potential drop. So if we're to go from where we're at, and let's assume a 35% drop, that's going to put us to this white line right here at just under $1 at 95 cents. So I do recall several live streams ago telling you that we are going to probably be hitting about 95 cents Cardano. You're going to have one more shot at 95 cent Cardano. 95 to 98, sub-dollar, let's just say that. So if you guys are Cardano fans, you're like, God, I missed it the last time I went up. Happy days are here again, or soon to be. So if you might, Cardano is tradable on Coinbase. I always have to speak from an American perspective. Cardano is tradable on Coinbase, so you can enter a move, or you can enter a buy at whatever trips your trigger. If you want to try it at 95 to $1, set it and forget it. Come back when you hit it. Now, where's it going after that? I don't want to give away all of the farm on live stream, So you guys that subscribe to the charts over at Fibby Charts and stuff like that, those guys make a good living off of Fibby Charts. So I don't want to give away all their special secrets and stuff like that. I do charting; that's my own thing. I don't mind sharing, but I don't like giving away somebody else's efforts. So, nonetheless. Cardano is going to be doing multiples better. So Cardano is kind of, think of it as the public-facing version of Ethereum. It's in the same cahoots as a Neo, as a Polkadot, that kind of thing. So Cardano is definitely going to be a top 10 coin, and one that you're going to be hard pressed to get your hands on at future prices and feel good about. So a sub $1 Cardano is a damn fine buy. All right, so speaking of Polkadot, let's go ahead and show this. Now, a few guys, and I don't bang other TA guys, they got their methods, I got mine, let's just get down to dollars and cents, and let's get down to, money talks, bullshit walks. That's pretty much the way it works. If my calls are doing better than everybody else's, then who do you listen to? That's just how it goes. I'm not going to shit talk anyone that else is out there giving predictions. Now, I will tell you what is being said about Polkadot. Some of the woo-woo people and some of the charting technicians are suggesting that Polkadot is now hit a bottom. Now, I can see and understand why they would say that. I mean, 2 or 3 hits across a general line does not a bottom make. You have to look at the broader market, which I don't think these guys are doing. They're looking at this like, look, it came down, but that does not a bottom make. Now, the ISIS system was giving us targets of here, 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 and oh, look at this. Clear the hell down here. So do you think that I'm going to tell you that the bottom is in? No. So whether we get down to this one being theory or not, I can tell you with relative ease that I believe that we're probably going to be down in this area, because if the rest of the market's going down, Theta notwithstanding, why would Polkadot be going up? So if we were to pull the same chart, and you can see it's following the same general formation as everything else. So let's go ahead and pull down 40% and show you right where it hits. 39% puts you right at the bottom of that box that I had sketched out 2 weeks ago. So that's where I see us going, is down in that range. And that puts you down at about $13 to $14, right in that range. So if you get a chance to get Polkadot at $13 to $14, damn fine buy, in my opinion. Damn fine buy. Because Polkadot's going to be a screamer. When it does start to go, it's going to go. And you're going to be proud and happy that you bought it at $14. So really what this is we're just fishing for crypto right now. We've got our hook in the water. We're waiting for the fish to swim up. And the fish will be swimming up here between now and the 21st of the month, as I see it. Zill, this is a good fish. This is a good fish. This is... I have been talking about Zill for so long. I mean, I liked it, when things were going well, I liked to buy in at 20 cents. I liked it at 15 cents. I liked it at, I liked it all the way down. I don't think that even buying it at 20 would have been a stupid move if you rode it all the way to where it's at right now, because I think Zill is going to do exceptionally well. Zill's got a very strong ecosystem. It's a shopping-based coin. It's related to a lot of things with that. But no matter what it is, it doesn't matter. It's got potential. So anyway, I've got an expected drop zone, which has been for a long time. We got just call after call after call. I mean, we got a lot of calls that keep coming in. So I mean, these markers are starting to build a case that there's no reason to believe this is going up. There's so many times that this has entered down calls to me. There's one that hit right there, and going back, we can find several of them that have hit. There's one here that hit, and there, just back and back and back. There's a double call, hit right there. There's a call out of nowhere, went clear into the abyss, came right back up, hit that level, went back down, hit that box. So you can see this is not a system that's to be trifled with. This is a dead serious tool for predicting price and direction. So that's why we call it the unfair advantage. So anyway, looking at what's possible here with Zill from where we're at right now, I'll just kind of get general. So let's pull that 40 again. So where that puts us again, puts us just a little bit underneath the red zone. So from a safe buy perspective, 7.5, or let's call it 7.5 to 6.5. That's our drop zone. That's our target. But we're going to be hitting these arrows first. I have no reason to doubt we'll be in on around the red box. But if you want to play it safe, 7.75, 0.078. 0.078, 0.079. These are two arrows that have been predicted, but this drop zone's been here for a very, very long time. So make no mistake about it. The rest of the market's going to go down. Zill's going to go down too. So and there's your drop box right there. And so where we play that card when it's dealt. You gotta find bottom before you can start calculating up, Zach. So we don't. That's just the way it is. It's kind of like. Zach asked some really good questions. Zach's in our live stream all the time. You're always poking me with good dialogue questions, Zach. So thank you very much for participating in our live streams, as you're here quite often, brother. I appreciate it. What I would tell you is this: the way that you proceed as a smart and wise investor, it's good to consider the market. It's good to consider the stats. It's good to go, okay, well, we're going to $7 in a year or two like that. Those are stats-based predictions. Those are not investment-based decisions based upon, okay, I'm buying today because, I'm selling on February 3rd, 2027. But that's not how investing works. How investing works is much more like this. We consider the possibilities of the upside, the possibilities of the downside. That's our iceberg theory that we're talking about. But the path to the top of the iceberg is much like the brick being laid just before you take the step. That's the easiest way to analyze what we do here. So we trade on the 15-minute. We take our position going up or going down, and obviously we use the other systems that tell us, yeah, we're at the bottom going up. So how far up? That's what the Anubis system is dialing in. That's our brand new 2.0 system that predicts those things. So we're still in beta on that. So I can, we haven't had enough time under our belt to be able to say absolutely, within 3 years we're going to be here. Set your watch by it. Come back in 3 years, thank me. We're not there yet, but very, very encourageable. What I'm seeing is very encouraging. So what I would tell you is this: when you take these lower positions, then what? Well, then what is you play the hand that's dealt you, and then the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. So we watch this stuff when we track and we trace it. Are we trending up? Are we trending down? I don't like the fact we're trending down. And what we're doing here, and this is we're just about ready to teach this in school in the crypto class. This Saturday, hopefully, and I promise I'm going to get to that this Saturday. So all you guys who are subscribed to Crypto Class, you're going to learn this exact theory. We're gonna dial in on it. So let me. So again, you guys want to get in on the Crypto Class? Just go to FibbyCharts.com, and those guys handle it, and I teach the class just for the heck of it. But let's go ahead and take a theoretical coin here, and I'll show you how you play that, Zach. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this little formation right here. And we use the AI lines to do this. This is why this system is such a powerful system for one of many reasons. So we know when it goes up, it's going to go up, it's going to smack those lines. But when it turns and comes back, it'll probably turn and come back and bounce off the next line and then go up. So what I do, this is the way that I do it, is if I am in a coin and I'm watching this thing go up, line to line to line to line to line, I'm following it up 1, 2, and just a little bit more with a stop loss to protect it. So the idea being is as this thing goes up, if it wicks back down, it's not going to wick down that far. What it'll do is it'll likely go up, wick down to a line, or it might wick down to the second line, but rarely does it ever come down 2 lines plus in one move. So, you lose the top end, but you've solidified and you've protected your upward motion. So what you're doing is you're just chasing it up with stop losses is the way that people theorize. But nobody in the crypto community has anything like this that can show you literally where to put your stop loss. So the AI lines are effectively giving you a cheat code on where to set your stop losses, because a lot of guys, and this is a big mistake, a lot of you guys before you discovered this system and got on board, what you're doing is you're doing probably the stupidest thing you could possibly do. And I've never really rambled about this. Hang with me for a second. Let me kind of teach a little school here. You guys that are chasing up stop losses, you're doing probably the stupidest thing you possibly could. So let's say, for example, if this is going up, this is going up a set price, and you're going to set a stop loss. Know yourself. What is it you think you're probably going to do? Are you going to set that stop loss at, are you going to set it at let's say this thing goes up to 63 cents, blah, blah, blah. you're going to set a stop loss probably at an even dollar figure right below this, right? Like, so if this thing goes up to 65, you go, all right, I'm going to put a stop loss at 60 cents. Well, aren't you an original thinker? You think that everybody else and their brother and their horse isn't going to do exactly the same thing? So the odds are very good. Two things are stacked against you. One, you're placing stop losses at an even amount, not based upon anything other than just trying to make a clean price. That's stupid. That's completely stupid. So if you'll notice, let's zoom right in here and let's look at one of the AI lines. Is that sitting at 60 cents or is it sitting at 0.60004? It's not sitting at a 6. It's sitting at 0.0004. Next line down. What's that at? 0.5726. That is not 0.57. Follow what I'm saying here? So if you're putting in these stop losses and you're putting them in at even numbers, you're already stacking the deck against you because every other joker out there might be putting a stop loss at 60 cents too. So you're in competition when everybody starts running for the exit or the entry. You're in competition, bid competition to get your order filled. And it might flash wick right straight through that. You don't get filled and you lost it. So there's a lot of really stupidity built into what you're doing by doing that. So if you're using this system or you're using the AI system and you're following it up, guarantee when it comes back, it's going to come back. Here's a good example. It stands out at me right here. So as it goes up, it comes back down to the AI, it comes down, and it flash wicks a little bit. Now this is because this is a channel, a little bit under. But you notice when it comes down about 1 and a little bit more. So but most of the time it comes down right on the AI line. We're playing the odds. We're playing the statistics. You'll notice when these down moves come, they don't generally go past a line very much. They'll usually settle on a line. So what I'm suggesting to you is this. If you come down one line, maybe two lines, and you follow it up, 2 lines plus a little extra to give yourself a little cushion to make sure, because if a flash wick comes, a really violent flash wick, just to wipe you out before. So the practical application of this is if it goes up and it flash wicks down just to wipe people out and continues on up, you didn't get taken out of the game because you're sitting down right here. Now, if it goes all the way up and it just starts crashing into the pit of hell, you get covered anyway. It's a win-win situation. So how's that for an explanation? You understand that, Zach? That's the best way to play this. It's been proven over and over and over again. And that's what we're going to discuss in crypto class coming up here this Saturday, by the way. All right. So back to the charts. So anybody buying Aave? We haven't talked about Aave an awful lot. I'm trying to keep my streams a little bit short. Aave is a fantastic buy. Love Aave. Aave is a layer 2 solution. We talked about Aave on one of the past Monday night crypto chats with Red Bear. We discussed the application of this. This thing's got a bright, bright future ahead of it. And Anubis has this thing predicted at a $1,200 range in the not too distant future. Right now, we're not heading towards 12. We're heading towards $176.85 easily. And the reason I say that is because there's that calculated drop again, right at 39%. You'll notice a trend here. They're all doing the same thing. All you got to do is just know the direction. Be there when it gets there. It's super, super easy to do. That's what I'm here, is to keep you guys on the straight and narrow. Crypto Cruiser. I've got kind of an unusual way of teaching. I'm a no bullshit guy. I get right straight to the heart of the matter. I mean, I'm trying to solve problems. I'm not trying to make my life difficult. I want to be able to get in, get out, get on, and live my life. And I don't want to be standing over this stuff, sweating over this stuff. Despite the fact that I do charts and stuff like this, I'm not a spreadsheet guy. I'm not one of these guys that just loves to get into the paralysis of analysis. I mean, I like to look at it, make a decision, execute or not, move on with my day. And y'all should do the same thing. Where do we see ZIL going? I don't know just yet. When we get to the bottom, then we'll start charting on the way up, basically. Now, where do I see it going ultimately? I don't want to give it all away on for free. You know, we got to leave a little something for the guys that provide the charts. So it's good. It's very good. Now Aave, as far as like I said, 1200. I'm quite confident in telling you 1200. So again, we've got a call. This has been shown several times. 175. Let's just call it 175 to 177, 100 in that range. First, we got to get to this mark right here, which ain't no thing. It's really not that hard to go from here to here is only 16%. From there is 20. We can do that. We could do that. I mean, there's the move right there. You guys know what opening and closing moves are. This is we won't get into boxes and how subroutines work on the computer, but we're in a new formation where we could come down that far with absolute ease, probably by tomorrow morning. Not going to surprise me at all if we come down, hit. Generally, I'm going to clean this up a little bit here because sometimes I sketch these. I probably should be a bit more straight on with my calls, but generally speaking, that. So we'll be on top of that box, thinking about it, falling in it, and then eventually capitulating, going through it. So that's pretty much going to be the move for Aave to the next. So I'm going to skip some of these because I cover these at great length. However, 1 inch does bear discussion. 1 inch is definitely the smartest of the 4 decentralized exchanges. There just isn't anything that can match this. The price is the lowest, the value is the highest. I don't know why the hell this thing isn't more expensive, but good that it's not, because buying as much of it as you possibly can, that's what you want to be doing. So when this thing turns tail and starts going north, it's going to go way north, and so we've got a target at $1.75 and some change. And so we're just waiting. So again, to kind of show you that same miracle number, that one's only 47%. That's 220% drops, roughly. 220 and some change. Let's call it 22. 222. I'm not going to get into the fine math. My head hurts. but basically, it's not an aggressive move to go in a couple of super pile driver moves down to get down into the 47 to 48% range. So 1 inch at this price would just be insanely good, because the upshot of 1 inch, when it starts to come into its own, I mean, the Uniswap is yesterday's news. This thing is garbage. If you've seen both interfaces and you compare this one to this one, you get a sense real fast these guys should be deeply worried about what's going on with 1 inch. Now, Cake has had its run up, it's had its run down, it's had its run sideways. This thing is like, it's pot luck with this thing. Every time you come back to it, it's doing something different. So I called a move on this when I first brought it to the charts. I called and I said, guys, I think you probably might want to take a look at this thing. And shortly after me telling you that, it went up, I believe, 300%, 300 or 400%. I can't remember. Just almost within 9 hours of me telling you guys that in the charts, in the Discord, I think this thing is about ready to do something pretty damn good. And it did 300 to 400% return, like immediately right after me telling you guys that. And we were charting it pretty much all the way. And so still waiting for a move in a general direction, but obviously it's coming. It's going to be going to the same thing. So if we pull, that's 81%. So that's a completely different discussion. But to get down into the 40% range, Pancake, I'm really not suggesting that anyone put much thought into this. So I will leave it at this, as I've said on past live streams. Pancake going back to about $9.50 to $10 would not surprise me at all. And that's. But do you want to own Pancake? You got to remember, if you love Pancake, whatever. If you love it, that's great. If you're buying it because of some sort of mission that you're on, so be it. But you got to go back. You got to take a step back and look at the rest of the offerings on the table. Even though you like pizza, you got to remember there's other things in the cupboard other than pizza. And so some things are better for you. And from a financial standpoint, I'm suggesting to you there's a lot that's better for you than cake, ironically. So cake will get to about $10, but when you're sitting here looking at 1 inch, literally priced less than a third of what this is, that has a brighter future with more offerings. I won't get into that. You'll have to do your own research on 1 inch and what it's got planned for the future. But suffice it to say, Pancake does not have what 1 inch is getting ready to offer. Nor does Uniswap, nor does SushiSwap, nor does any of these other swaps. 1 inch is going to be the biggest, baddest gorilla in the room before it's all said and done. Quite surprising it hasn't got there yet, but rest assured it will get there. So if you feel compelled to buy this just for a flip, yeah, whatever. But $10 is about the stopping point. $10, $9.50 is about the floor or a reasonable buy for this as I see it. And I wouldn't be the one to be spending that kind of money on this because there's so many better options. So it's on there. This thing has its good days, it has its bad days. Right now it's just not on my radar as something I really want to spend any attention on. We'll go ahead. Same goes kind of for sushi. It's been, again, there's a theory, and I won't get into the reason for that theory arrow there. That is not a call, by the way. Again, I'm expecting a move. This thing is really forming what we call a sleeper. Sleepers are basically just sideways move, meaning we're not getting buyers, we're not getting sellers. Yeah, I'll do Atom. I haven't done Atom for a long time. I'm expecting this one to pop. That's why we have this arrow, but I'm not going out on a limb right now to call an arrow. Why would I? I'll move that over here. Why would I call this? Because we have this move, which basically when you get a sleeper that wakes up and just goes ape shit and starts taking off, it'll run this much. So I'm not quite ready to come out on record and say this is about what we're going to see. But when we do, that's 110%. It won't be in one move. It'll be a succession of move. But if you're getting in down here on Sushi Swap, which is a Coinbase coin you can buy, if I recall correctly, you get in on this thing, and we got more blood to let here still. Down here to $5.48 is where ISIS has us sitting. So if we were to go pull tape from here to here, no big deal. 33% drop. We can do it. Easy. Couple 15% drops and some change. We'll be there. No problem. So the upside of Sushi Swap is pretty good. Is it like my top 5 trades that I would consider? No, but if it's your thing, no problem. So let's go back up to Atom. I don't really talk about Atom an awful lot, and there's no reason I don't. It's just a very solid project. And again, this is a sleeper, guys. You have to understand what a sleeper is. A sleeper is it just goes, there's a call, there's the hit right there. I didn't close that out. We do have a call down here at $7.36. So I would be more comfortable just kind of rounding that up to $7.50. But again, if we're going to pull tape and kind of look for the percentage drops from where we are now to where I'm saying we're going, that's 44%. It's not that much. Anything inside of 30 to 40 to roughly in that general area, it's going to happen. As far as I see, it's going to happen. Do I do H-bar and Reef? Oh, I do Reef. I definitely do Reef. I do Reef on every single broadcast because it's our star breakout find. I predicted Reef, and shortly after I brought it to the group and predicted it did a 90% run within hours of me telling everybody Reef is something that's going to be good. H-bar, it's on our list. Let me tell you what I think about H-bar. Nothing much. H-bar it's not a bad project. Don't get me wrong. I do not mean to trash it or anything like that. I'm not saying that I don't believe. I just don't think it's time. Again, it's almost like Digibyte. I put it on the same status with Digibyte. Whatever's going on with H-bar, and it's right here. We do carry it. We've got Reef, we got H-bar. I love me some Reef. Love it. But H-bar, I'm not feeling it. I don't. This is associated with Google. And so is that a bad thing? Hell no. But it's just not the time. When I can go out and I can find something that's going to get me in short term 20, 30, 40% return on my money, and I'm looking at this going, well, it ain't doing jack. Let's look at this real quick. If I'm looking at this going, what the hell is that doing? Nothing. I mean, it just, and it hasn't for a long time. I mean, you excited about that? Because I'm not. I mean, it's neither hot nor cold. This is what I'm saying. I don't mean to be funny about it, but nonetheless, we're still calling a drop for it. So would you put your money in something like this and sit on it for a long time? Because I sure as heck wouldn't. Now, when this thing does wake up and start to get a pulse, I'll be on it and we'll start talking about it publicly. But right now, just ain't feeling it. All right. So, Reef. Let's go ahead and talk about Reef. Now I'm feeling Reef. Oh baby, am I feeling Reef? So I bought in on this right here a while back, and this right here was just a fantastic buy. This is when I made the call that it inevitably ran up 90%, and a bunch of you guys were like, "This is freaking crazy." And we started to come back. That's when we went through the pullbacks and the crash and yada yada. And we fought hard to get down to this blue line again. I honestly, a couple of my mods are buying in heavy on this, and we were just kind of looking with amusement, going, this thing is just not going to get down on one knee, and it is not going to go down to the blue line. And it finally did. It took an honest to God beat down crash to get us down into this area where we're at. And now that we're sub blue line, which is where I had initially made the call, now we're talking about some stuff that's got both of my eyebrows raised, because now we're in an area where, holy hell, we'll talk about the predictions for this. So here is today's call that I put in, and I'm telling you it's going to go down here. So by the end of the weekend, we'll probably be down here, probably right in this general, this call was already here, so this is just a double confirmation. So down here in like a buck, or no, I'm sorry, 0.018, let's just call it sub 2 cents, because it gets a little bit deep at this point in time. But what I'm suggesting to you is this. I got a line down here. And it's down here at about a penny and a half. A penny and a half. So why am I so excited about this? I'll tell you why. Because Anubis, long time ago, when I brought this to the group, I mean, I know what this is. This is a financial based coin, and I deal in financial stuff. So anytime I see a financial based coin, it always perks my interest. But I have for the longest time told you guys this right here is a hidden gem, and I do mean a 1,000-carat diamond is what this is, because Anubis has this thing projected in the next 36 to 48 months at $3.36. $3.36 for a coin that I'm suggesting to you, if everything else is going to crash, or not crash, is going to pull back hard, probably going to come down here to a penny and a half. This drop, by the way, is only 28%. It's not the 40 you're seeing. I mean, my God, we could go even lower than that. Let's just entertain some what ifs. If we wanted to come down here 40%, that would put us at 0.012. 0.012. If you could pick up Reef at 0.012, and I'm just theorizing, not suggesting, not making financial advice. If you could pick up Reef at 0.012 and throw in, I don't know, just use your imagination. I'm not going to make suggestions. But you could be looking at, and I'm not overselling this, life-changing money. Because if you look at the multiples from a penny and a half on up to $3.36, look at the return on investment. You're talking over 30,000% return. Holy crap, guys! Holy crap! How much money do you have to have invested at this? This is one of those coins that you hear about in the news. This is one of those coins that you hear people talking, oh my God, you got lucky. Well, today's your lucky day. I'm showing you a coin that the statistics, that the automated intelligence is screaming right now. This is going to $3.36 inside of probably 36 to 48 months. And if you miss it, go even halfway. Outrageous returns. Outrageous. If this thing goes no higher than $1, you're still making crazy money you'd never make in Bitcoin. Never, never, never. So Reef is definitely always going to be our class favorite, as it were. Okay, so that's one that I will never stop talking about publicly, and I'm not shilling for it. Actually, it's I don't have any dog in the fight, but I'm a believer in it, and I want to see you guys consider the possibility of what I'm showing you here with regard to any of these coins. Right. And also Ocean, as long as we're down here. So Ocean is another one of these. This is one of these, and I've made the case differently for some of this. This is one you guys, some of you guys just have flipperitis, I guess. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody likes a quick kill and some fast money. I'm just no different than anybody else, I suppose. So if we come down into the target area, so there was a call, we hit the target exactly. And so again, we went up. Now we have another target down here. What about this one? Gone but not forgotten. So if we are going to pull tape from where we're at right now and come down a certain percentage, that's 28, that's 30%, that's 31%, doable. Easily doable. Over the course of maybe 36 hour, or 3 days basically, next 100 hours or so, we could find ourselves right down in here with a couple of these bad boys right here. Will put us right down here in the neighborhood, right on the doorstep. And so if you can buy this at I don't know, let's call it 38 cents, Ocean. Here's what I have shown you guys. Let's compress this a little bit so I can kind of make the case and go over here. So this is the iceberg that we're talking about. So the iceberg, let's say the top of the iceberg is right here. Let's say we bought in down here at 38 cents. So let me show you the multiples. This is probably one of the easiest plays you will find in crypto. The script is right here in front of you if you know how to read it. And I'm gonna decode this for you and teach you. What you're looking for is you're looking for stop off points, and by that I mean these levels right here. See these? They're super easy to spot. You know, when you get your eyes dialed in, you can see these levels. All right, so this is where we're going to come up and we're going to reject and bang off of these things. Okay, this is what's going to cause our rejections when we start to return to normal, start to go up. So let's say we bought in. Let's go ahead and do this. I'll get you right at 30. Let's say we get down to 35 cents. Let's say you do a call, you do a buy at 35 cents. And then we go to our first line, which is right here. We go to our first line. You have already made 108% return on your money. Let's say we go to the next one. This is, bear in mind, will be some ups and some downs. I'm not suggesting it's a straight moonshot. But, if you're buying at the bottom of the iceberg, just sit on your damn hands. Just sit on your hands. Set your price and just wait for it to come, because it will come. So anyway, back to this. So if we go up to the first target resistance, it's 108%. We go up to the next one, 185%. The next one, 230%. The next one, 280%. The next one, 300%, and on and on and on. Now, we have, this call was actually hit right here, but these arrows have a funny way, as you've seen in this live stream, of hitting again and again and again. So we could hit over here somewhere. We could wander back up and just stop for some reason. The reason why is because we already had a call target back here. There's something magical that's going on in this grid that just always, there's some deep mathematics that are going on behind the scenes. And so what ISIS and Anubis do is they basically decode those static probabilities, and they show you, here's a stopping point, here's a drop point, here's a high level, here's a low level. And all you got to do is paint by numbers. Super easy. So here, this is from a beginner standpoint. If I had a friend that said, what could I buy that is easy to trade? Well, it's not easy to get into Ocean, from an American standpoint, but you can do it. I'll talk about this guy. So I have a guy that down the street from me at a gas station, good kid. He just signed on to Coinbase tonight or yesterday. He just got a Coinbase account, so he wants to buy some VeChain. Not a stupid idea. In my conversations with him, I know what kind of money he makes, working at a gas station, stuff like that. So you got limited opportunity. You want, and I'll talk about Jay here in the chat, J420CT. Jay's got limited amount of money, so he needs to be able to get those killer returns. Jay, brother, look at Ocean. Look at Ocean. Because what I'm showing you right now, I'll take that little bag of money you got and turn it into a damn much larger, bigger bag than what you got. Faster than you can possibly imagine. That's my opinion on it. So the kid at the gas station, same advice. From what I see, or same opinion. What I see here is a potential to get in at stupid rock bottom prices, and then just pick your target and cash out when it suits you. Now, I'm not saying this is the end of the ride, because we all know it's going to go higher. So I'm suggesting to you that if you can sit on it for a year, 2 years, God only knows. But would it be unbelievable to think maybe 1,000% return? No, not at all. Not at all. I don't think 1,000 to 1,500% return on Ocean would be out of the realm of possibility in 24 to 36 months. I really don't. No, VeChain is not on Coinbase, but you can get it if you're using Exodus wallet or Atomic wallet. You can just put a coin in there and then do a swap for it right inside the wallet if you don't want to be trading on the exchanges, if you don't trust yourself to do whatever. Something like a VeChain. That way you got a wallet and a swap site. I mean, yeah, it's not the best rate, but it's a safe way to trade. Just buy some Bitcoin or whatever the hell you want to buy on Coinbase and XLM, and possibly send the XLM over to. This is what I've seen done. Send it over to. XLM is the cheapest transfer coin. That's why I say XLM, and you can get that on Coinbase. But get XLM, send it over to Exodus, and then do a XLM to VeChain and or Ocean swap, and then you just own it, and it's sitting in a wallet. You don't have to screw with it. Yeah, Binance has got everything, So. All right, so we're going to cover a couple. Oh, there's my favorite. I like to talk about Bancor. So here's my swing coin. Love this damn thing. So this thing has produced ridiculous amounts of returns. Because it's not uncommon for this thing to swing up and down and up and down in the span of 20% in a matter of half a day, day and a half. So, I mean, if you want a coin that is, I'll talk iceberg theory with you here because this is probably the best example of this. So I told you guys, when I brought Bancor, I noticed the choppiness of this. I thought this would be a great swing coin. So I started tracking it as a swing coin. Tracked it, hit it, tracked it. You know, I'm still waiting for these to come, but they're coming. But back here, I mean, I was just nailing it over and over and over and over again. And this thing got up to get it a little bit spendy up here in the $8-9 range. And I told you guys that, you know, we don't know what the high water mark for this is, but now that it's come down, we do know we have a recent high of about $9. So now we've now established a recent all-time high, aka top of the iceberg. We know we could, in theory, get back up to, let's just call it $9. Okay, so that's the top of the iceberg. So where's the bottom of the iceberg? 0. Okay, how close from $9 to 0 are we right now? Well, we're at $3.70. We are to the lower 1/3, give or take, of the iceberg. A little bit more, but you follow my theory here. So the lower we go on the pyramid, the iceberg, whatever you want to call it, we get down here into the $3 range. We're at, you know, the odds are 66% positive, 33% negative. Follow what I'm saying? This is playing the odds. Now again, if everything else is going to go straight in the toilet and it's going to go down, here's what I'm showing you is from where we're at here. If we were to go ahead and take a tumble down, just 20% puts us to the bottom of this box. This is a damn fine buy right here, an easy one to count on. But why stop there? So if we're going to go down, let's go down to 30. If we went down to 30, that puts us at $2.58. Now, if you divide $2.58 into an all-time high of 9, the odds get much better for your upside versus downside, do they not? So, swing coins, you know, here we are, sitting here with a $2.43. I already sketched in a call for you. Already did. So, just to go ahead and take it from there to here, that's 39%. Well, that's 35%. $2.36. I have a, and I will call that a call. $2.36 is where, and I'm not suggesting it won't even go lower than that, but let's keep a grip on it here and say $2.50 for right now. So if a guy wanted to take the plunge at $2.50 and just wait, if it goes lower, that's fine. These things do. If it goes lower, wait. Because when it turns, the upside is going to be shockingly high. Because to go from here to, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. If we were to buy in from here and then just went up, let's just go up to where we're at. It's already a 56.93% return. To go from where we are just to where we are now, which isn't even impressive. And if we were to go to the next level support, there's 66. To the next level support, that's 85. To the next, to the all-time high, you're looking at 105. Now, what's the difference between this and Ocean? Well, obviously Ocean gives you a better yield, but here's what I'm telling you, is this one has those violent moves. It has proven itself to be one that will rocket up and down, up and down. And if you are subscribed to the charts and you are playing these moves up and down, you don't even need to run all the way to the top. You buy it low, you sell it when it gets up to, you know, whatever percentage you want. And if it looks like it's rolling over, sell it, wait for the pullback, buy it again. As long as you stay below, you know, roughly 2/5 below the iceberg level, then you've always got the possibility if this thing tanks again, you're going to get hanging on to it. But you know what I'm saying is you don't end up buying at the top of the market like those poor bastards that buy all these coins and have to hold on to them for years to get their capital back at 0% return. You don't want to do that. So when you're playing the iceberg theory, you're playing to the lower 1/3 of the iceberg. You can do it all day long. If you miss one and it goes lower, just wait for it to come back around, grab it, and then catch it when it goes back up past you. It's a very, very easy way to trade. And it's a relatively safe, and I use that in air quotes, but it's a relatively safe way to trade. Now, Matic is not a safe way to trade. I'm not. We've talked about this in past streams. This is still fishy. It still gives me the willies. You know, this thing ran up, gave back 100% of the profits, which is not normal. Ran up 90%, pulled back 50%. You don't see this. This ain't normal, folks. So when I see this, I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. So I'll go ahead and chart it for you. Some of you guys, like I said, I threw this call, we hit it. I threw this call, we hit it. This call, we're waiting. These double-headed calls. This call here is double confirmation. We hit it. So this one, only a matter of time. And so we're waiting from here to get back down here. All we got to do is drop 30%. So that's probably right about your bottom call on Matic right there. So Matic is probably going to be hitting about, let's just go ahead and say about $1. Matic will probably drop to $1, maybe a little bit under. Wouldn't surprise me. Matic can be bought on Coinbase, by the way. If you just can't help yourself and you got to own Matic, I'm suggesting, my opinion is that we're looking at Matic $1. And then on up from there, that's your hope. I don't know. When I see something like this right here, it does. All bets are off. When you see something run up and get back 100%, there's nothing natural about that. If you've got this going on in a certain token, coin, stock, whatever, my personal opinion is to stay the hell away from it, because if it'll do this, what else will it do? You know what I mean? But for those of you so compelled to consider that, this is what I'm suggesting, or what I'm thinking is possible, is $1 Matic. Easily. Yeah. Do I think that we will have the time to adjust our trade prices? Like how fast the drop going to be? Hours, days? You never know. Is the short answer. But this is where I kind of get my old man hat on. I'm 53, by the way. I'm not that old. But my experience will come to this answer. I'm a student of human psychology. I'm a student of just studying people and the way things go. That's why I invented this system, is because I like to take things apart and analyze them. And if I were in charge of the markets, what would I do? Well, the mission and the hope of what we're going through right now is to shake everybody out, is it not? So what would be served in a flash wick to the bottom? You really would expect, if you were in the driver's seat of this thing, you would expect this thing to go down and hit a bottom and maybe dead cat bounce, but just generally revisit. And so you might have some time at the bottom. I don't see this. I don't see a flash wick in the backup and then taking off to the moon. This makes no sense. You can't take everybody's money here. You got to have something that goes to the bottom and lingers, destroys the last shred of hope, gets enough people to go, piss on this. I'm selling my blah, blah, blah coin. And that's what I expect to have happen. So I think that there will be, and I can't assign time to it as far as hours, I think there will be a reasonable amount of time to gather your thoughts and enter the market. That's my belief. And by that, I'll give you a quarter to a half a day. How's that? Odds are being relatively 3 to 5 hours. That's not based on anything other than just my personal opinion, but I believe that's probably fairly accurate. They want to make sure the news gets around the world, crushes all the hopes and dreams as possible, and then they'll create something that'll how would I put this? I guess I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. That's why I'm spending so much time on this. They'll drive it to the bottom. They'll do like this. They'll go like this, and they'll bring it down exactly to that level, maybe a little bit lower. This part of the move is designed to basically kind of confirm people's beliefs about what's going on right here. Okay, so this little play here could potentially play out in less than 6 hours. Just my 2 cents worth, or just what I believe. No. All red arrows. Okay, so I'm sorry. You guys that subscribe to the charts, you already understand what's going on. But you public guys, no. When you see a purple arrow, that's theory. Don't trade on it. It's probably going to happen. Don't trade on it. But the yellow arrows are the yellow arrow. I'm sorry. Let me go back to gray. So gray arrow is the probabilities as I see it at the moment I make it. They do shift color and get broader and darker. So understand that. A gray arrow will go yellow, will go red and or green. Okay. So if we're way far out in the market, if I'm giving you something that's like, look, we're going clear down here, I'm going to go, oh crap, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that we're going to make that gray because, man, that's out there a ways. Now, as we start to come down, we start to get like this. I'll say, all right, let's go ahead and change that to a yellow because now the probabilities are getting better. But when we start to really close in on that real estate, oh, yeah, she's red. It's happening. Same way. Now, you guys that subscribe to the charts and stuff like that, they have color codes over there that already tell you what that stuff is. I use the same codes they use on Fibby charts, so same thing. But red and green are very, very strong calls. Yellow, in this market, I tend to default with using yellow for most calls that I am very sure on. I don't generally put arrows on if I'm not going to waste anybody's time. I'm certainly going to waste my time making calls that I don't believe are going to happen at all. Less arrows are better. So if I'm putting an arrow, I believe in it to begin with. But as we get, yellow is better than 65% odds to kind of cut right straight through it. When you see a gray arrow, just watch. It'll change color. If I'm watching the charts and upgrading the colors, just watch. It'll change color. But when you see green and red, which you don't see very often on the longer calls, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Now, I will tell you, you do ask a good question. As this market turns and just starts to go bull, 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 oh, you're going to see a sea of green arrows. It's going to look like a superhero's quiver. It's going to look like green arrows quiver. There's going to be so damn many green arrows all over the chart. It's going to just blind you. But right now we don't know which direction when it's going to go. But when it starts to go convincingly in a very bullish direction, most of the stuff will probably be green, with the light degree of yellow, but very very little red at that point. So, all right. So let's get down. So Flamingo is one of those ones. I had a couple of you guys that are in the upper tier programs that reached out to me and wanted to know about Flamingo. Flamingo is just, it's gonna be Christmas time. That's no doubt about that. Flamingo is this is one of these that really, in my opinion, and just the mathematics of it, this thing is a liquidity coin that gives you, within a year's time, 100% return on your money. So this is probably the weirdest, strangest coin in the respect that it doesn't really matter if you're just looking at it for return on money. It doesn't really matter what you pay for the coin. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. My point being is if it costs you $50 or $100 to buy X amount of Flamingo at X price, it's going to give you $100 back. If you're buying it at a lower price, it's still going to give you $100 back. So the return on investment is outrageously good, but of course you want coin appreciation too. So I was telling you guys when I first put this on the charts that I thought, I'd like to see it be at about 30, no more than 40 cents, and then after that, still good buy. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I think the most meat is on the bone. Anything sub 40 cents. Now here we are getting ready to come back into that territory again. If we get below this box, we're going to be back in that zone. So if we get into this orange box, it's going to be a fantabulous buy. And that's exactly what we're going to do. If it's going to follow pattern and do exactly what everything else is doing, we're right there. Let's go 40%. That's 28. That's 28. 30. Let's just call it 30. That's 30% right there. That right there, that's 37%. And what do you know? I already have an arrow sketch, or I already have a rough line right there. So it is highly possible we could revisit. If we're going to make a 40% move, let's go ahead and move that over. If we get down to that yellow box, and God help us, ISIS has a I don't know what was up with this. I'm sorry I don't, but that's there for a reason. That's a bold move right there. That's a bold move. But the call is there. So I'll reserve judgment on that. So let's just say this. So from where we're at here to basically this yellow box, which is where I think is the highest probability of drop, could go lower, can always go lower. You could get yourself back into the real estate area of what I was telling you, that I think 30 to 40 cents is probably your best ultimate buy. And there are a number of people that agree with me that price is really, really the best area to be in at. So not to grind on this too much, but just be watching for it as we do the next stream, the stream after that. We're going to creep down. Don't kid yourself. I believe we're going to be down in this orange box in no short period, probably by the end of Sunday. I think we'll probably hit the top of this, play around a little bit, fall into it. We'll be in the box. My prediction is we will be in the box by this Sunday. And going on lower than that here. So, but as it sits right now, not based upon anything other than just my understanding of markets. I personally believe the 21st is when we see a change in the tide start to show its face. I mean, it won't be that day, that second, that minute, whatever. But I think the best hope for a drop, let's just phrase it that way. I think the best hope for the bottom to be in will come around about the 21st. So until that time, I'm still saying the sky's falling. So haven't come off point yet. Been right so far. So all right, so let's go back and take a look, see where we're at with some of this stuff from earlier here. Well, here you go. She's starting, guys. She's starting. I always like to be able to show you. I always love to say, I love a good I told you so. I can't help it. I'm just. So I put this in, right, as we were on live stream. I said, we're coming down. Look at that. Look at that. We're starting to come down already. So hopefully I made you guys a believer in this system. I'm kind of a bit of a salesman for this, in the fact that I want you guys to realize you're looking at probably one of the most powerful systems you have ever come across. And it's not because I made it; it's because it's just the truth. I mean, if you look at the statistics on the success ratio for the ISIS system, it's I've got the eyes of some very powerful people that are reaching out and kind of querying me how I developed this, and I ain't giving it up. It's none of your damn business. So, how does it work? Absolutely none of your damn business. And I don't mean to offend any of you guys. I know a couple of people got a little red-assed at me last week that I wouldn't explain to them how it works. I'm not going to explain to you how a system that I slaved over for nearly a year, I'm not going to teach you how to turn around and try and cobble something together that can match it. I mean, I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. And his domain is one of my mods. He's words my father. He'll tell you I've just been dealing on this thing for about a year. And he was kind of my sounding boards, watching me put this thing together. And I've got a lot of emotional and investment tied up in this thing because it's just something I like. I like sticking it to the man. I can't help it. I just do. And this is probably the this is probably the best tool for sticking it to the man you will ever find. I mean, if you want to be able to just take these damn exchanges to the cleaners, this is like a limousine ride to the main event. There just isn't anything that can match this insofar as what I've seen. And not to be boastful, but the system does speak for itself. We're maintaining as high as low 90% probable hits and success, and on a good day, on an average day, we hit better than 80%, 85%. So those are odds that'll get you escorted to the edge of Vegas and asked never to come back, and that's what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back to this. So again, let's go ahead and let's look at some TA stuff and drill down on this. So here's our alligator. We talked about this at the top of the show. This is an alligator green under red under blue. That means it's going down. So let's go ahead and get right on into this here. So now where do we go? So we went down again. Where did we hit? Right on the AI line. We didn't go under it. We went to it. Rejected right off of it. We went up, bounced off that one, came down, bounced off this one. We're riding across it. So now once we gather steam, now we haven't talked a little bit about that. What's these lines going up and down? I'll give you a little, some of you guys that are new to the live stream. What's with the grid system? So these are AI lines. Basically, these are automated intelligence that calculate probability. The green line is a Fibonacci line. So it's an absolute Fibonacci line. But the gold, bronze lines, those are automated intelligence. That's ISIS. That's our system that's built into these charts. But the lines going up and down, the solid, the dotted, the solid, the dotted, those are pulse markers. And that's one of the most fascinating parts about this whole system. I'm an engineer by trade, so I like to take things apart just for fun. Ask my dad. I've torn up enough VCRs over my career as a child to infuriate my father of all the things that I've disassembled in our house. But I like to tinker, so I like to figure out how to reverse engineer things. And I programmed a fair number of video games and did a lot of computer stuff back in the 1980s. And so I know how computers think just naturally. And what happens with a computer is they do things by time cycles. So what I did is I decoded the time cycle of the markets. So what it is every time we come to one of these lines or around a line, and I'll explain that. When we come to this line, we're going to make a decision. Are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? Are we going to go neutral? Or are we going to do what's called a chevron, which is up, or basically an apex? We're going to do one of those moves. And we do that between the markers. So literally what we're doing is we're stitching these pulse markers together inside of highs and lows. So it becomes a grid. Not only do we know when it's going to move, but we know how high or how low it's going to move. And you simply use TA and you plug it in between the time and the distance with something called velocity. And it becomes very, very easy to look at this and go, I know exactly what you're going to do before you even tell anybody. It becomes very, very easy to win. Now, what I tell as far as probability, let me show you. So what happens, what happens is this will go trading views sometimes is just infuriating. It doesn't do what I want. There we go. So what happens with this is sometimes the pulse markers are off just a little bit. But let me start with this one right here because this is a really good example. There we go. That's what I'm looking at. So when it's on, what happens is it'll be exactly to the pulse marker, and then it'll throw in a little randomness, but eventually it'll snap back and be exactly to the pulse marker. So let me show you. Let me go back here and make a case for this. So if we're to take what happens here is we go along. You notice we created what's called a doji. We got to an indecision. That's on this dotted line, which is a half pulse marker in the time cycle. It made a decision right here to do something, what we call a chevron, up and then down again. But the fascinating thing is when we hit the next pulse marker, it made the decision to send this thing up. And so it went right straight from here. It went up, crested, bounced off the AI line, came down, landed on the AI line again, made another decision, ran up to the AI line, and we just stitched between one to the next, to the next, to the next. And then, so when we came over here, we went neutral, like I told you, but we went neutral right along the line. And then we dropped just a little before the pulse marker. And this is so they can introduce a little bit of, we'll call it randomness. Usually when you get around one of these things, you know something's going to happen. Most of the time, one candle before, one candle after, but most of the time it's right on. So we went sideways for a little bit, and we get to the next one. We hit that one. You notice we always change colors just to create a little indecision right on the pulse marker. We were green, we turned red, we turned green again, but from that pulse marker, up we go again. You notice we change color right on the pulse marker, and down we go again. So you start to use all these things and stack them up. You start to be able to go, well, I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing because I can see the game. You're showing me that game. And so are we going up or are we going down? We're going to go up right now. In the short term, we're going to go up, and I'll tell you why. Because this is starting to, the Bollinger Band, the Bollinger Bubble is starting to constrict, which means that something's spooling up, probably by this pulse marker right here. So where are we at from the 200 EMA? I referenced earlier that I want to always keep within 15%. We're only 1.53% away from the EMA, so that's not really part of this discussion. So we can go up, down, whatever. But our alligator is suggesting we're about to start to go bullish. Now we're rolling out of a slightly red RSI. We're starting to go positive. So this is a bullish. This is bullish. This is starting to head bullish. So up we go again. How far? We have to look at the historical data. We have to pull standard TA and predict the next move. Standard TA shows us that we're going from right here to here. So there's your pulse marker. You stick it right on top of right there, and I'll just spot you this. Yeah, we'll stick it right there. So this is just gonna be a rough. Now this, what we call the armpit, from the armpit to a convenient pulse marker at the top right there. We just take that, and that should be green, by the way. All right, so there. Now, why would I suggest that? Let me show you. Because from there, going back, you can see we have confluence right there. Super easy. If you understand basic TA and you understand how to plug it into the charts, it becomes very, very easy to understand what's going on. Now, does that mean we're going up? Well, let's back off and look. Does that look like an up chart or does that look like a down chart? Just a little bit of hopium in your bearish day. Ain't no thing. Simple as that. We're going down, guys. But it's always fun to kind of make those little micro calls and be right about it. Right? Just joined gold. Thank you, Patriot. Glad to have you. Have one of the mods message either me or one of the mods message me on Discord, and let me know who you are and stuff like that, and I'll get your gold chat unlocked. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. So any other guys want to join gold, I'm going to be on for a while. Or if you want to join gold, join platinum, whatever. I'm there to unlock my part of it on the Discord. Happy to have you. Love to have you be a part of our experiment here. And that's pretty much it. So I don't know if I got anything else. You guys want to call out a few things if I haven't answered questions. And by the way, let's go ahead and circle back, do a little business here. So if you guys want a chance to win 5,000 VeChain, we'd love to have you join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. And basically all you do is just join us at our Discord, and all there is to that is just simply go to the unfairadvantage.chat. Just be in there, just be a part of the group, and contribute a little bit, and we're going to pick a random member from amongst our group in the Discord, and we're going to give away 5,000 VeChain live on the air on July 1st, 2021, coming up here in not too many days. So love to have you be a part of what we're doing, but we're definitely gonna, we're not above bribery. No, it's not that. I just, we want to do fun things. So the bigger this group gets, we're getting donations from some of our powerful members that say, want to help you out with what you're doing, Baron, because you're really changing the world, and love that. So you guys that are contributing for free to be a part of the efforts to help out with the promotion, to help out with what we do, and to kind of help spread the word, God bless you. I'd love to have you. It's been a fantastic experience, and I really love to see all the positive feedback that I'm getting. It's pretty awesome. So all right. So if you guys got anything else you want me to get on here, I'm about ready to wrap it up. It's going to be about 9:30 Central Chicagoland time, but I have a couple more minutes. I'll be happy to cover a few things. Marius. I don't know who Marius is. Can I look at Pearl? I don't chart Pearl. You guys that want to know about the charts, I'll be happy to tell you if I am or I'm not. I don't chart those, and some things I don't chart just because, damn, there's like 8,000 coins out there right now, so there's only enough of me to go around. Some of them we don't chart just simply because they're not on our radar. Some of them we don't chart just because there's just not enough time in a day. And some of them we just don't chart because they're crap. So I'm not making any calls on Pearl, but I don't have the chart for you, brother. So I can't pull anything for you. It's not easy. I'd have to make a chart. And it takes about a half hour to put a chart together. So not easy to do. Does it take into account the money flow? No, it absolutely has nothing to do with that. Money flow. Boy, you're really getting into some theory here. So money flow is a precursor to a move, not the move itself. The statistics are driven on the statistics are pulled on actions that have been taken. Does that make sense to you? I'm visualizing the answer probably a little more simply than you're probably picturing the answer. Money flow is a precursor to what is about to happen. The actual move that did happen is what we're charting. We're looking at how high did this go, how low did this go, and we're averaging it out and stuff like that. So ZEC, no, I do not. No, actually, wait a minute. Hang on just a second. Let me I apologize. I got too many irons in the fire here. You know what? Actually, as a matter of fact, is ZEC is Zcash, correct? If I remember correct. Yep, there you go. Sorry. We just don't do much with some of these more pricey coins. I just don't. I'll give you my 2 cents worth. She's a sleeper, man. She's a sleeper. I'll tell you where I see this going. Now, generally, when you see this is a sleeper move. Well, we had a funny little saying that basically what happens is, things go along like this, and all of a sudden, she just takes off. Right now, that's not going to happen. Right now, what's going to happen is it's going to go along, and then we're going to get some sort of down event. So usually we have a funny saying that sleepers wake up running, and they do in a bull market. Right now, we're in a bearish part of a bullish market. So that is not going to hold true yet. Now, where do I see Zcash going? Really nowhere. I can kind of tell you where we got some past historical lows. We got some past historical lows right here on this AI line. So I would be reasonably suggesting to you that just by looking at this, not getting super down and dirty with it, but I would be reasonably suggesting to you that I would not at all be surprised to see a regain down to there, because that's 28.69%, well within the wheelhouse of the general move of the whole public or the whole market. Whoop, I apologize. Sorry about that. I got too much stuff going on. There you go. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, once in a while you guys I got 5 gigantic 36-inch screens in front of me here, so I can't. There we go. Thank you. Sorry about that. So again, we have a low down here to $99. So I believe we'll probably come down at least probably into the 30 cent range or 30% range. Don't deal with the cyber polygon. No, I don't. Not familiar with that one. Red Bear, who's in our chat here, is our Spirit Bear, is our resident crypto expert as far as like the like the minutia having to do with any of these things. I have the attention span of a housefly when it comes. That's not true, but yeah, I'm either interested in it or I'm not. I run hot and cold, so I don't have the time with updating charts and talking to y'all and just socializing and stuff like that. I don't have time to dig deep. That's why we've got the volunteers that do that, and no finer person in our staff than Spare Bear to be able to do that. So I would direct you to him with questions on what he thinks about that, because I'm familiar with it. I know what it is, but not something I would pay any attention to. Oh, it's an event. Yeah, it still wouldn't be on my radar. Oh, you're talking. Oh, World Economic. That I'll tell you what. YouTube has put me in a box to be Telcoin. You make a very good Telcoin is going to be discussed and added to the platinum level trades. Yes, we are going to be adding Telcoin very very soon. I'm waiting for Bear to do. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Spirit Bear. You are going to be doing Monday night crypto chat. Are we going to be covering Telcoin this week? Is that what you told me? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I got too many things going on. Yeah, so I'll just tentatively say we'll plan for it because it has to happen, So I'll just simply say, so tune in on Mondays. So we will be, provided he's able to kind of get fundamentally through his research. If not this Monday, then I don't want to put too much pressure on him because he's a busy boy. But this Monday, or comfortably, I can say within the next 2 weeks, we will be featuring Telcoin on our Monday evening crypto chats. And within that period of time, we will have it added to the platinum level subscription. I'll let the guys know over at Fibby Charts to please add that, and they'll add those coins. So I'll be able to chart it, because whatever they put on their thing, I chart off of that. So. Yeah, that's right. We are going to cover CBDCs are going to be discussed with regard to like XRP, and that's also very current news. There's like a lot of current news that's going to have to be discussed here, because I mean we're getting into a faster and faster mode of need to know. So we're scrambling to get this information relevant to the most important things to get out there to you guys, so that you have the information before it becomes too late to be able to learn it, internalize it, and capitalize on it. So CBDCs will be discussed, and then shortly after that, Telcoin. So let's just go ahead and leave it at that. All right, so I'm going to take a look at a couple more things here. Populus. Populus is something we just discussed. Populus on last live stream, and please, I would encourage you to definitely go back and listen to our Monday night crypto chat where we cover Populus, and you will see it in the description of that crypto chat. Listen to it. You definitely want to know about this. This is quite an eye-opening talk. Bear really broke it down for you. You'll come to find that my call has not changed from my discussion. I'm still looking at about $1.10, and with what's coming for Populus as I see it, holy cow, guys! At $1.10, these are the good old days that you're going to wish you jumped in on. Is what I'm thinking. But this thing is a factoring coin. Look it up, find out what that means. But factoring is what makes the business world go round. Let's just leave it at that. And if there were no factoring, there would be a lot of businesses going belly up. So this is, I don't know, are there any other coins, Bear, that you know of that are in this space, or is this pretty much one above all that does it? Is this basically the only one really in the space that's doing... yeah, Peter, I've only got enough of me to go around, brother. Oh my God, I was up till 4:00 in the morning last night. So yeah, I woke up at 11:30 this afternoon, or this mid noon. So my morning early woke up at the crack of noon. Let's just say that. So, but I do my best to kind of be on as much as I possibly can. So And I really just didn't want to get on live stream for the last couple of days because all I was going to tell you is something you already knew. I mean, I'm waiting for some moves to really, pre-comment on, comment on. So I absolutely had to want to be on the stream tonight to be able to cover that because there just is so much stuff that's coming. And I will, to be very candid, I will probably make an effort to be on stream every night. If we're getting enough moves to get me to come on every single night, then I will come on. I mean, if we're just seeing these little tiny little jiggles, I mean, if we get something like this, you can damn well bet you I'm gonna be online. But if we're only moving sideways like this and there's nothing to talk about, then I'm not gonna get on and just tread water. I want to be able to show you something that I think is coming, comment on what's going on, something like that. So I'm here when I need to be, but always on the Discords, always on the chat. So you guys are subscribed to the charts and stuff like that. I am in the Discords having conversations and posting my opinions 7 days a week as I see them. So I'm making calls between these live streams, which again, as I said, don't rely, if you guys are looking for valuable, timely information, subscribing to those charts. There just is no finer way to be up on what's going to happen next. Don't use yesterday's newspaper to predict tomorrow's weather. You know what I mean? That's just flat out stupid. So, all right. So, I wanted to cover Solana. So Solana, we had kind of an interesting situation with Solana. So I don't know where we're at exactly, but Solana got listed on Coinbase Pro and then it just mysteriously disappeared. And I heard people talking that, did Solana get put back on? I think it was a liquidity thing. They just didn't have the liquidity, so they pulled it back off. Did anyone find out any more news on Solana being? I haven't even been on Coinbase. I don't. I'm not trading anything. I don't have any money in the market, so I'm not trading, so I don't go on Coinbase to check up and see what kind of trash they've added. I know they added Shiba to Coinbase just I don't know, last couple days or something like that. So again, another shocking move, but they're just throwing every friggin' thing but quality at the damn roster there. But did Solana get put back on the? Yeah, so it got put back on. All right. So that being said, so that probably explains a bit of a sideways move here. That the delisting might have taken us down in flatness. So I would look at this thing. So if you guys don't understand the history of Solana, this damn thing is a monster. It was not going to get down on one knee. When the rest of the market was going sideways and going down, this wasn't. It was climbing right up this channel. When everything else was just taking a crap, this thing was just climbing up strong as you please. So when it probably got pulled off of Coinbase, that's when it started to kind of get a little crisis of faith. But now that it's back, I don't see this going down with the rest of the herd. I really don't, because it's history has proven it's just not going to go down, and so I believe that it's not going to go up super strong. I mean, this call right here is probably the most valid that I would give you right now, but I believe that where we're at right now at 38.90 is 38.90 is probably a pretty good level where I don't think that we're going to see anything much more radically low than that. If we did fall down, I don't see us really getting below. We have some support right here. Right, we've got some good ground. So we did come down here and then possibly on up with that. Getting in on Solana back when I told you guys about this back in I don't even remember how much it was back when I brought it. I was telling you this one's going to be a good one, and I was definitely right about that. But should you buy in now? Every day you wait, it just gets worse and worse. So, yeah. My funny little analogies, but it's true, isn't it, Flemish? I mean, it's like trying to predict the weather, using Monday's paper to predict Friday's weather, It's probably a little more truism than you would dare think. Chills went up. I'll be damned. So I threw Chills up just as a fun coin. Oh my God, they're just throwing everything at the wall, aren't they? So Chills is on our list. It's right here. I don't even know what compelled me to put this on there. I just thought it had potential. So again, I was vindicated. I said, I don't know something about this. I just get a feeling. So let's talk about Sleepers Wake Up Running, because here we go. Sleepers Wake Up Running. That's where we get that site. This is a sleeper formation, and am I wrong in that? See how that goes? That doesn't seem like much, but let me show you something. From there to there, 18% in literally hours. Hours. Now, sometimes we see sleepers jump 40, 50%, But this is a sleeper formation. Nothing, 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 nothing. Pump, and then it just goes nuts and keeps going. Now, what's going to happen now? Now it did what it did. It got listed on. Now, this is probably predicated on the news that it was going to be put on Coinbase. Probably what drove this. So call it for what it is. And I'm sorry, I had a senior moment on live stream. I was trying to remember what I was citing. I have to kind of close my commentary because I was kind of just stammering, trying to figure out what the name of the coin. I had mentioned to you that when something gets listed on Coinbase, there's a great of rumor that people say, oh, if it gets put on Coinbase, it's going to pump. Bullshit. Cardano people will beg to differ with you. And I said there's a coin that happened before that, Band Protocol. Band Protocol got put, and that thing went straight in the toilet and stayed there. I think it got listed at like 39 to 35, right in that range. Went down and has, just never regained that ground. So there's an example of no. And then you look at Cardano; it didn't do that in present. So if anyone tries to give you the myth that it gets listed on Coinbase, well, basically the rumor will pump it, but once it's on there, that doesn't clearly you can see is not doing anything for it now that it's on there. Yeah, Solana did not pump. There's another example right there. So that myth is busted. It's busted. So, but the fact that it's there is good in long-term discussion. So so we'll start looking at Chills now. So at 31 cents. So now that I know Chills is on Coinbase, we're going to start talking Chills. I'm going to start digging through here and trying to find some diamonds for you. But right now, there's no diamonds because there's more dirt to come. What we've got here is we got to give this back because we have what's called an opening move. Computers have OCD. When they make a move like that, they got to do something. They got to give it back. And so what you're likely to see, you're either going to see one of two things: a violent drop down to that velocity, or you're going to see a slow bleed that's going to eventually regain pretty much most of that ground. So, and then we will get on to the business once all the bloodletting happens and stuff like that. Chills will start to, as long as you're in the cheapy in the bargain bin cheap aisle section of the grocery store, there'll always be people going, oh, I like the logo. I mean, you've really got to get down to the base level think of the way some of these investors go. You should hear some of the stuff that I listen to. That's got kind of a neat logo. Really? Are you buying this thing because it's got a cute logo? I have long maintained that Digibyte is going to kick ass and take names. When it gets put on Coinbase, finally, eventually, that's what's going to do it. Oh, it's got a cute name, Digibyte. That's a harmless, cute, that's a nice little logo. I believe, as stupid as that sounds, I've been in business for 30-some years. I've dealt with millions of people on this planet. I know how they think, and trust me, all it takes is a cute little logo, a neat, cute little adorable name, and a harmless price of a few cents to just make this thing light up like a candle. It really is no more difficult than that. And most people don't give a shit about the fundamentals of it. What it does, I don't know, it does something. Someone told me to buy it. And there's so many people onboarding on Coinbase. And again, I just told you guys the story of the guy that works down the street from me at the convenience station. He's getting on Coinbase. So there's another customer served. He's going to be on Coinbase. He ain't buying no Bitcoin. I'll tell you that much right now. Not with a gas station paycheck. He'll be looking for stuff like Digibyte. Oh, that looks neat. That's got a nice, clean, little, well-made logo. Whatever. It's been around for a while. I'll buy that. Nothing more. That's the depth of the research. And so, yeah, Digibyte will do damn fine. Chills has got a good-looking logo. Kind of sounds like Chili's, the restaurant, whatever. Yeah, it's really no more difficult than that for the base, cheapy, bargain basement investors, as silly as that sounds. It's true. It's absolutely true. So, anyway. As far as what's going on in the charts and stuff, I see this thing going down. I mean, it is right now. It's throwing down signals, so we're going to be down here before very long. And the alligator's showing it, and the next measured move is showing it. The next measured move is putting it right down there. So that's where we're going. So we'll be talking Chills here more now that we see that. Now I brought this one, which we haven't talked about for a long time. NXT. Made a number of really good calls, but again, the market's just puking. So this is a cheapy coin. It's a 2.25 cent coin. I brought this to the group, and several of y'all did really well with it. But then the party was over when the market started to take a crap. So should you be buying it right now? I'm not a fan in really beat down markets of buying these shit coins because you have to be cognizant of the fact that we are going to have the great washout of these coins. Don't you find yourself owning some of this stuff when everything goes straight to hell in a handbasket. Now, I'm not thinking that right now we're going to have the great washout, so I'm just going to say 6,000 coins. I don't know how many coins are out there. considerably more than that, I'm sure. But let's say there's 6,000 coins out there. In 5 years from now, there's not going to be. I'm telling you that much right now. Right now, it's like the great land rush where everybody's trying to claim their little piece of the crypto great wild west, and eventually it's going to consolidate into the power groups. And NXT is not in the power group, so this thing is either going to have to go hard and grow, which it won't. It's a good solid project, and there's three things that are going to happen with coins. They're either just going to wash out and go away on their own. They're going to be get consolidated into, well, they're either going to wash out, they're going to grow, or they're going to get consolidated into other projects, meaning they're going to get wrapped into other projects. And that's not often talked about, but think about that from a business standpoint. If you own, let's say, if you own a business that manufactures, I always like to say cupcakes just because it's kind of funny. If you own a successful cupcake company, and you're the local cupcake guy, your name, your brand is known in town, and then a conglomerate comes in and stomps on your territory, starts selling Twinkies or whatever is comparable to what you're making, they're going to come to you. They're either going to just crush you into the ground by doing what you do better, or they're going to make you an offer you can't refuse, and they're going to buy you out because they're just trying to get rid of the nuisance on the block. So, and something like an NXT, which might be a solid project, might get wrapped into something else. They might take the tech of this and just part it out and throw it on a different coin they're already doing as an upgrade. So things like this, and what are you going to get as a holder? Maybe nothing, maybe something, maybe you get a percentage of the swap over. I don't know, but these become very speculative. When shit coins go down into the crypto abyss, be careful. Just because they're cheap doesn't mean they're good. So you got to be very, very careful what you're buying when you go down there. And I'm speaking to you, Shiba guys. Because you don't know. I as I said, 6 months is about what I give that thing, and you're going to see a completely different personality with that coin. I don't care if it is on Coinbase or not. It doesn't mean anything. All right, so let's go ahead and take one more run through here. Oh, Tron. I wanted to cover Tron. We haven't talked about Tron for a long time. Tron is one of those disrespected coins. It's got good credibility. Been around forever. I'm still holding the line at 6 cents on that. So. We've had a little bit of a pump up. That don't mean nothing to me. So coming down 18, 19, 20%, puts you right on that bottom AI line, puts you below the double confirmation we already got. So Tron is still, and if you look at it, we're trending slow but sure, but we're getting there. All we need is a couple more hard ones down here and slam dunk, and we could go even lower. So if we want to go as low as I'm seeing it called from there to there, well, what do you know? 44%. And as I've told you guys, the shit coins, the cheaper coins, the less blue chip coins will go more than that 40%. So if the big boys are dropping 30%, the medium boys are dropping 40%, the shit coins are dropping 40, 50, maybe even 60%, depends upon their liquidity and their market cap. So is Tron going to drop 44% if everything else is dropping 35%? Yeah, I could buy that narrative. Super easy. Super easy. So all right, so that's all that is on that. So, all right, well, I'll tell you what, guys. It is 10 o'clock on the button, Central Chicagoland time. I think that's time to put a pin in it. I think I'm done for the night. So I'll tell you what, I will be back in the clubhouse tomorrow this time. So once again, be sure you join us at the unfairadvantage.chat for your chance to win 5,000 VeChain. We'd love to have you be a part of what we're doing. And if you guys love what you see here, want to get yourself a chart subscription, head on over to fibbycharts.com. Simply just go over there to the main website and just go to subscribe. If you want to learn more about it, just click right here to subscribe. You can either subscribe immediately or you can learn a little bit more about what you get in a package. And we will be back here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. So until tomorrow, my name is Red Baron. Thank you for joining us. Until then, be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.